All right. So tonight we have a very informative show. I'll be the headline speaker for the night. You know what I'm talking about? My birthday was on Saturday. Yeah, we can clap that up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I ventured into some scary waters on my birthday. A nigga is 45 years old. You know what I'm talking about? And the countdown is beginning. You know what I'm saying? 44 was one, but that 45 just hit differently. I'm 5 years away from the big 50. But as we see with the things that are going on in society and in our community, getting old is a privilege. Gaining years on your life, that's a plus. That's a luxury in Black America right now. We're gonna talk about that tonight. We're gonna get into the deaf culture. We're gonna unpack it a little bit because it's a lot of tension in the air on social media. It's a lot of tension in the air in these streets. We just coming out of a retrograde, very heavy Scorpion energy in the air right now. And Scorpio energy is death. You know what I mean? Very heavy death energy. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of shootings. 3 rappers got shot in Texas this week. Who from Texas? Throw your hands up. Bella, you from Texas? Oh yeah, she is. Pink Pill. Give a shout out to Pink Pill. Texas in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Do not shoot, Bella. I know you got the blinky tuck. Don't pull it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we got Chicago in the building. Chicago, give a shout out. Shout out Chicago in the building. We have the MSTA in the building. Salute to my family. They are going to be up here in a little while talking to the family about what it is that they're bringing in regards to their products and things of that nature. But we're gonna have a dialogue about the state of affairs with the younger generation. And when I speak about the younger generation, for all of the parents that are in the building who may consider themselves not the younger generations, well, if you have a nephew, a niece, a son, or a daughter, well, you part of that generation because if you're anything like me, I got a 13-year-old, and I'm worried about him because I know what the culture is about right now. You know what I'm talking about? I know that if he goes around looking for some good music to hear, that's one thing. But he's going to have to choose between a rapper who got beef with another rapper who's trying to kill that rapper, and now my son is the middleman embroiled in murder beefs. Because that's what the babies is into right now. It's a real life level of Fortnite. So if they like a rapper, oh, I like Pop Smoke, I'm doing the Woo dance. But I hate the Blickies because that's his ops. So whenever they die, I live wherever I live, but I'm talking about I'm smoking on a dead man. And what we don't realize, because a lot of the youth, they're not into occultism. They're not into esoteric. They don't know what the hell they're doing when they're talking about, when they disrespecting the dead. They don't know the implications that come with saying, yo, I'm smoking a brother that just got smoked. Yeah, I'm rolling them up in a blunt. Oh, really? Did you niggas watch Candyman? Because you're tapping into that energy right now. So a lot of the rappers that we see and that are dying right now, when you go back and listen to their music, you see the track record of disrespect. Oh, nah, you was desecrating niggas' graves. You was smoking on dead people. So we're gonna have a conversation about the do's and the don'ts of the deaf culture. You know what I mean? So we could begin to while we in these barbershops and the knuckle drags are having these debates and whatnot, we could interject some kind of logic. Because I'm listening to people having these conversations online, but nobody is saying what needs to be said. They capping. It's big cap going on. All of the old niggas are like, man, that's a tragedy, man. Oh, man, these young brothers need to put down the guns. Really? That's all y'all got to say about that? Y'all can't interject nothing else as the big homie? Y'all can't step up and really speak to the situation. It's a gang war. And then on the other end, it's a bunch of ego shit going on. And then on the other end, it's a bunch of it's a lot of karma taking place because people are out here murdering people, and karma's catching up to them. So for the old heads that are scared to talk about it, we're gonna talk about it tonight. And we talked about politics last week. I'm kind of burnt out on that. I don't know what else there is to say about the theater of politics other than it's a peanut gallery, and it's the greatest show on earth right now. How many people is glued to the TV waiting for CNN to declare a winner, or see their family members completely enthralled in the spell that the media is putting out right now? You know what I'm talking about? They got them. They got them. You don't have them no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're inside of a household where the whole household is indoctrinated into bad theater. They looking at you crazy because they think that you didn't vote. Like, damn, Biden lost Georgia because of one vote, nigga. It was yours. Like, don't start blaming me for Stacey Abrams and Joe Biden. Like, and Kamala's losing. Like, I don't have nothing to do with that. But as you can see, there's a lot of speculation as to what's going to happen in December. Depending on what radio station or what TV channel you go to, there's all of these conspiracy theories. One theory says that Donald Trump is trying to negotiate a pardon, and he's finna step down one of these days and let Mike Pence take over for about a day or two, and they're gonna pardon his whole family because he's trying to do what a lot of white people in politics always have done: cover their ass. And to be honest with you, I don't blame him. This is America. There's a game being played right now. And unfortunately, our people were never taught the game. So when we're watching the things that are going on, we're interjecting our emotions. We're interjecting our logic. We're interjecting our character and our integrity as to what old white politicians would do. Like, I would do this. Well, goddamn it, you're not him. You don't eat babies. You're not a pedophile. You're not a rapist. You're not a career criminal. These are crime families that we're watching. So I would highly suggest, if you are embroiled in this reality show, this last season of The Apprentice, I would highly suggest that you remove yourself. Because what do we live in right now? We live in the attention economy. What's the only thing popping right now? Your attention. This is the new economy. Your attention is even worth money. So advertisers are jockeying for your eyeballs, right? They want your heart and your mind. They want you niggas to cry. They want you to dance in the street to Joe Biden remixes and whatnot, while you dance on top of Black Lives Matter murals, right? Where they put the dead people's name on the ground. If somebody finds their leadership, please bring them to me. I got a ransom. I just want to smack them. You know how they got the smacking challenge? I just want to smack the shit out of them, because how did we allow these people to make murals of dead people who they never met, one, who probably would never rock with them, two, and they never really got justice for, they only got a check for these people, three, and they made more money off of every single hashtag than the family who they cut the check. They had the police department cut the check to the family members. Do you know how easy that is? Because the Black Lives Matter and the lawyers know that the police department already allocate a certain amount of millions of dollars every year to dead niggas. Okay? So the only thing that Benjamin Crump and them doing is they just solidifying that bag. But when in history could you put a person who just died's name on the ground and let people walk on top of it? Let me know. Because the disrespect has to stop. They're continuously disrespecting our people every single time they pop out, and nobody will say, I can't breathe is the highest form of disrespect. Speak that, speak that, speak that. That is a negative affirmation that put niggas in a bad predicament. Hands up, don't shoot. That's cowardice. That is a negative affirmation. Am I next? Nigga, that's a question. But it's negative. And then they allocated the money that we could have been utilizing for our babies to become smarter, to have arts and craft programs over the goddamn summer. What did these arts and craft programs do? I was in Harlem. They blocked off the street for 3 weeks, a major street, and painted everybody who died's name on the ground. Then they let the shit dry. Then they opened up the street. Cars were rolling over the names, and they had niggas walking over the names. In Bed-Stuy, they painted the streets, walk over dead people's names. In D.C., BLM Plaza, walk over dead people's names. Portland, walk over their name, walk over their face. You put a mural on the wall for a reason. You don't put it on the floor. You put people on the floor who you want to disrespect. When you go to a graveyard, can you walk on the grave? If somebody was paying homage to their mama who just made transition and you walked over her flowers in her grave, you better be ready to fight. So how are we allowing George Floyd didn't even get justice yet? Them niggas didn't even go on trial. And you put his name on the ground all around America. And you got people, they twerking on his name. I saw a video, they had the Rainbow Coalition twerking on the BLM mural on the ground. High levels of disrespect. High. And then they're playing this mind game where they're stroking the flames of a civil war. And they're utilizing your heart, your mind, your fear, your passion, just you being melanated. They're banking off of that because we're such a compassionate people that we have bleeding hearts. So we on the front line. We see the people that they say is our enemy. Oh, there's a Confederate flag. Oh, there's Proud Boys. Oh, before it was the alt-right, so they snuffed the leader and then they had to switch it up. Then they came up with another group. Then the leader got smacked. Then they dissolved that and came up with another group. Then Proud Boys, somebody knocked the leader out. Then another person took over. So what you're dealing with these European organizations, and if you were to ever strip down the Proud Boys, if you were ever to strip down the, it's so many organizations, I don't even know the name for all of them. But when you go online, and you read their mission statement, every single one of these organizations, their mission statement states that they are about the quote-unquote continuance of the bloodline of these Caucasians. Okay? What do you mean, Red Pill? What I mean is go and read what is known as the 14 words. Okay? Every single neo-Nazi organization takes an oath, and the oath is called the 14 letters or the 14 words. And the 14 words is basically European men saying the same thing that they said during the Crusades, right? That took place in the 1400s. Saying the same thing that they said during the Crusades, the Reconquista, and the Inquisition. When they ousted the Moors, when they got rid of the Moors, when they kicked them out of Europe and they had their heads on pikes for miles and miles long. When they had men and they nailed them to crosses and they burnt them in the middle of a courtyard and they called that an auto de fe. And then later on they called that a barbecue. Okay? And what was the premise behind all of that? The premise behind all of that was to take black men and separate them from white women's wives. That's what the war was about. The war was about miscegenation. The war was about, they call it the Dark Ages because the Moors were darker than Europe. Right? It had a twofold meaning. They were darkening that continent, meaning that they were breeding out the Europeans. So the Proud Boys, what are they proud of? They're proud that they got pure white blood or pure Nordic blood. Right? The alt-right, what were they standing on? The Red Pill movement, men going their own way. What are they standing on? They're saying that we don't like white women because white women like black men. That's what they're saying. The whole premise behind men going their own way is that the European women stop choosing European men, so they hate them because of that. So it's always going to boil down to women choosing men who genetically are far superior than their men. Okay? That's what it all boils down to. And then they're doing a bunch of rebel rousing and fake tough guy shit, and they make you think that it's racism, or they make it think that it's about Trump, or they make it think it's about making America great again. No, these are European men who are putting on for their women. The 70% of white women that voted for Trump, right? Why would they do that? They did that because European women vote for security. They don't care about your crying hearts. You know what I'm talking about? They're going to fake cry with you at the water cooler, but Becky could turn into Karen in a snap of a dime. I'm trying to tell you. They don't give a damn about you, especially the black women, because y'all be on some Sex in the City shit with your European friends. A lot. Y'all the most buddy-buddy that I've ever seen. Black men, they roll around with European men. Yeah, all right, cool. But a lot of that is, they going home, after work, black man going about his business, European going about, he going to the range or going to kill a deer or something. The sisters, y'all with them all night. Y'all in the hookah bar, y'all in the club, y'all real chummy, showing all your teeth with them. They putting you on to their, hey, I want to introduce you to Harvey Weinstein. Okay, hi Harvey. You know what I mean? They're introducing you to all of their psychotic brothers and whatnot because you want to learn the twirl or the swirl. What do you gain out of that? That's all I want to know. I know friendships are rare these days, but what are you gaining out of that? Because that's not your ally. What are they doing for you? The same thing that they did in the 60s when they usurped the Black Power movement with the fake feminism, the feminism movement with Gloria Steinem. They're doing that times 10 right now. And we don't even realize it. They penetrated every single organization that we have under the guise of, I'm just your friend, and I want to help you, wipe your tears and whatnot. But low-key, they're drinking your tears. Low-key, they're drinking your tears. And they're not trying to assist. They're not giving up no resources. They're not telling you none of the secrets. They're not giving you, we on the internet breaking down shit and giving you 100 times more information than your white friends. Your so-called allies who never bust a gun, they never bust a grape in a fruit fight for you. If they're your allies, why they not pulling up with the blicky on them? Because when they make us one of their allies, we sign up to the Army. We sign up to Atlanta PD. That's how we prove how we down with them. They're gonna give us a badge and a gun and say, go run down on one of these niggas and bring them back. And that's what we do. If we want to get down with white society, if we calling ourselves an ally, you gotta kill for them. That's how you prove your loyalty. You gotta catch a stain. But on our side, with all of these allies, what are they doing for you? Huh? I don't even want to see white people put hands on other white people. It don't even impress me. But what are they doing? Can you deputize them? Huh? Can you put a weapon in their hand? Can you make them go and drill something? No. Because if that was the case, we would have had justice a whole long time ago for a whole lot of things. The people who got Emmett Till killed, they would have got dealt with. The people who were still alive that had something to do with Black Wall Street, they would have got dealt with. Zimmerman, all of that shit, they would have got dealt with. Dylan Roof, behind bars. It would have been another white boy that did it to him. So our people are still living in an illusion. The illusion of inclusion. Just want to sit at the table. You know what I'm saying? And they still got you sitting at the end of the table catching crumbs. So when it comes to politics, I'm politic out. Do you know what I mean? It's politics as usual. It's a bunch of crock of BS. You know what I mean? That I would never really expound too much energy on. Yeah, we got people on the local level. Well, when we pulling up to their office? You know what I'm talking about? If you didn't buy out your local politician for a little $2,500 plate, then goddamn it, what can I tell you? You know what I'm saying? If you didn't invest $2,500 in your councilman or somebody that's local, what are you talking about? Because those are the people that you focus on. And they don't have a big, it's not a lot to buy in and get a meeting with them. I'm trying to tell you. The same amount of money that they're going to spend on the section right now at Magic City, the same amount of money that they buying bottles for, the same amount of money that they spend in the Dior store is the same amount of money you could have bought your politician out for. Right? And would have had them answer your call. You could have got a street named after yourself or something. I'm just saying. You know, and we got all of these organizations that was talking about, you know, the ADOS and all of the FBA and all of that. Where are their candidates? I'm not following what they're doing politically. But if anybody knows who they put in office, let me know. I would love to know how successful that whole campaign was. Because I know, like 8-9 months ago, I thought that they were going to be instrumental with choosing the next president. That's how strong it was. Potential. Something that our community knows a lot about. Lost potential. You know what I'm talking about? Lost potential. There's been a lot of people who stood on these stages with the potential to be the greatest person that y'all ever seen. Right? And then later on down the line, they lost the potential. Why? There's so many different reasons. We'll be up here all day naming them up. Bruised egos, greed, pettiness. You choose the wrong person to debate and you got washed up and you never bounced back. You know, because hurt people. So some of your favorite teachers, they got holes in their heart and all they get up here and do is just expound a lot of toxicness because they hurt. Nobody gave them a hug. And the people suffer because of that. I've sat back and watched it over the years, how this community has deteriorated because the leadership is trash. The thought leaders, that is. You know, you got doctors that need healing. You got healers that need healing. You got doctors that need their own diagnosis. This shit crazy. You got people who are running around self-anointing themselves. And the people never said that. They gave themselves a title. You feel me? It's called being self-anointed. That's a form of the delusion of grandeur. That's a mental issue. That's narcissistic personality disorder. Right? And the shit is running wild. And everybody talking about where's the leaders at. At this point, I don't know how many ways to say it. There is never going to be a leader. You're going to be your own leader. The leadership vacuum is so desperate. Niggas running around talking about Charlamagne the God lately. No, I'm dead ass. They're like, yo, leader, that's my leader. I'm like, damn. The stocks have fallen. Look how far the mighty have fallen. Because 10 years ago, we would have laughed. Our sides would have hurt if we would have heard something like that. Because of the qualification of the people who were on the assembly line to be your next leaders. They were so qualified. Their accolades were just glaring. You know what I mean? They were like the best thing since sliced toast. Now, 10 years later, because they say it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. Where are they now? Where they at? Are they still running? Are they still in the race? Do they still have the level of potential that they had when they got up here? Now I know getting up here and putting on for the people, that is not an easy thing. It is a sacrifice that you can't even put in words. It's a spiritual sacrifice. You got to be willing to give up part of your spirit to stand up here because the people will take that from you. Don't read the comments, my nigga. Vampires of consciousness, where incubus, succubus, they will suck the life out of you. I don't like this nigga. Who asked you? I didn't know this was a liking contest. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know this was a speed date, my nigga. You know, men are telling other men that they don't like them. What about the information? When did this become about the personality? But because we're in what is known as the cult of personality, and it's about the personality more than the information, niggas they're lost. You got young men looking for fathers. You got other people who are living vicariously through another human being. When you were warned against that, you got people coming into this movement and they 1 year into the movement and got the nerve to talk about what school of thought or knowledge that they not fucking with. How? You have not even mastered 1 degree of your own school of thought and knowledge. You saw 8 videos and now you think you're an authority about a whole nother organization that might have been around for 100 plus years. How dare you, my nigga? You gotta be in this for 10 years to even say what you don't like and what you do like. And you have to walk through the different schools of knowledge to say that you don't like it. How dare you be on the outside being like, nah, I ain't rocking with that. It ain't rocking with you. Who are you? Bro, you just came home for a triple homicide in a rape, my nigga. You became Muslim the day after you got parole. You came home and put an ark on. And now you want to question other people's school of thought and knowledge? Really, bro? You didn't even take a shower yet. You got it in this community where people don't have to wash their ass before they put on a new pair of clothes. You could go on Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook, change your name, change your avatar, change your direction, and now you're a new person. You didn't do anything to deserve that. You didn't walk through no rites of passage. The master teachers and the elders don't know you. You just switched up your moniker through a meditation. Yo, fam, I was meditating and Osiris talked to me, so I can't be Hebrew no more. I don't like them. Nigga, you're confused. But it's not a bad thing. Because guess what? We were all confused. It's of no coincidence that 89% of us could relate to being Christians when we were in elementary school. And when I say elementary school, I mean the level of our knowledge. How is it that we all started off on the same foot? Right? How is it that we all started out in Sunday school? But coincidentally, some of us graduated from elementary while others stayed inside the school. Okay? And nobody's here to judge you. But certain people began to travel on their journey through different schools of thought and knowledge. The natural trajectory of the average New Yorker. You started out Christian. Then you got into Islam. Some people got locked up and became Muslim right in the holding cell. They took their shahada like, assalamu alaikum, for protection. Right? For the protection. And nobody is judging you because, in jail you got to get down and lay down sometimes. So, after Islam is the 5 percenters. Right? Or you might get into the NOI, Islam. Right? And then after the 5 percenters, You may say, you know what? I've mastered the 120. I want to get into the plus degrees. I'm going to touch on the metaphysics. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to rock with Dr. York. This is the trajectory of a New Yorker from like the 90s. This is the route. This is the exact route that thousands of them went. They start rocking with the Ansar Allah community, right? He was giving you that Orthodox Islam, right? Then he introduced them into Kemet, right? The Kemetic studies. Then he started bringing information that would be considered today conspiracy theory, because Dr. York was one of the first ones that I saw in his pamphlets. He was the internet before the internet. Dr. York versus the computer. He was giving up Google information before. I looked at the date that they created Google. And then I compared it with the pamphlets that he was putting out in the 80s. I'm like, man, this shit looked like it came out of Google. The typo and everything. I'm like, is he in the future? So his information was so mind-blowing that the gods and the earths, when they got a taste of that, it blew their minds. Then they started talking about Sirius. Then they started talking about Planet X, Nibiru. Then they started talking about aliens. Then we got introduced to Pale White Horse, William Cooper, right, and the Illuminati. I'm giving you the trajectory. And then from there, we were introduced to what we know as our master teachers, the great ones. The ones who are responsible for this whole movement, the dark matter underground. Look, we're in one of their home states right now. He goes by the name of Bobby Hemmett. Please give it up for him. When Bobby Hemmett and Phil Valentine came on the scene in Delbert Blair, they were diametrically opposed by the old guard. The old guard was Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark and them, and Khalid Muhammad. Khalid Muhammad went up against Bobby Hemmett, talking about, don't nobody want to hear that mumbo jumbo. Because Dr. Khalid Muhammad was in a certain type of school of knowledge where the degrees went to a certain level. So these new degrees that they were bringing, these plus degrees, it was so ahead of its time that they were like, no. Dr. Benedict was like, what is this? This is not dealing with the colleges. This is not academia. What are you talking about, chakras? So there was a rift. There was a schism or ism that took place during that time period where a lot of the new students, they were like, nah, I want that new information. I want conspiracy. I want a cult. I want metaphysics. I want the underground. And then they were shunned and they were shamed by the academia who were dealing with Nile Valley civilization from the standpoint where it was a collegiate approach. Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Leonard Jeffries, all of them were CUNY. City of New York, you know, my father, he's an English teacher. He works in that CUNY system. So I grew up with a father who was a professor, so I know the limits of their minds. They're in a box, right? He's not willing to embrace new information. He's going to quote Marx, or he's going to quote Lenin. He's going to quote, he's giving me all of Aristotle and Socrates. That's the indoctrination. It's an egregor. It's a mind state. It's like a group thing. And they all tap into that. So when the dark matter underground or the metaphysical underground came forward with Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, Hakeem Bey, that was on the hills. C. Freeman L. was doing his thing with the Moors and doing his thing with the Round Table. You had Ivan Van Sertima who put out the book before Columbus. He put out the book, The Golden Age of the Moors. Hakeem Bey took that information and he was feeding a whole group of new Moors who were outside the temple, right? They were looking at them like, y'all renegades. They started talking about sovereignty. They started talking about pacts and paperwork and, you know, private trust and all of this other stuff. Then you had the metaphysical people. They started talking about Baphomet. They started talking about Lakshmi. They started talking about all of these different things. And how I'm like, how the hell could anybody who considers themselves a student of information and knowledge, how could you be particular? How could you pick apart? How could you talk about what you like and what you don't like when we in the age of information and it was written that this shit was gonna be a flood? And you trying to convince me to be down with one thought, one mind, one school of knowledge when there was about 10 of them that popped up? We got stifled. They retarded our growth. So whereas the majority of my peers are still looking for their 2006 selves, we got lost somewhere along the line. I could look at some of my old stuff and I'm embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn, we got dumbed down a whole lot. Mine was sharp when he was younger. Mine was sharp. We were dealing with higher levels of information. Then they started the debates. Is God left-handed? Is God pigeon-toed? All of this dumb shit. And it just rewounded the clock. And now we're climbing back up the ladder with 100,000 woke people on our ankles. Meaning that we're pulling the woke folk back up with us. And that's an honorable thing. I feel very honored to be alive to see the woke movement in its inception. Because out of those millions of people who we may look at with the side eye and be like, they're not really about that life, you're going to have some dynamic people come out of that. Give it about 10 years. They're going to be sharper than some of the people that stood on these stages for the last 20 to 30 years. Look at these 18-year-olds and these 17-year-olds that are listening. They're binging on Bobby Hemmett. They're binging on Phil. And they understand that shit. Because what happened? The information that they gave out 20 years ago that was ahead of its time, now it's ripe. The egg done hatched. Things that Bobby Hemmett said, CNN is talking about. Things that Phil Valentine said when the goddamn towers dropped. They talking about it on Gaia, on CNN, on Fox. You know what I mean? Like all of that is in front of us now. So you went from conspiracy theory to conspiracy facts. Peace to the God. Right? Please give Tassili a hand. Tassili's in the building, y'all. Please give it up. Mama Tassili, y'all. Please show her love. Yes. So we are responsible for those who came after us. Why? Because I would be lost if the master teachers and the elders didn't hold my hand. They didn't let us step into this thing and figure it out. They were warning us against themselves. Did you ever remember Dr. Sabi get on the stage and warn you niggas about him? He was like, don't follow me. I'm the devil. Phil Valentine said, don't follow me. I don't care how interesting my information is. The flesh is weak. I'm not your leader, nor do I want to be that. Bobby Hemmett prepared you. Bobby Hemmett said, I'm not going to be here forever. Collect my videos, buy my paper. He was selling artifacts. He was selling art packs, right? It was like different collections of art that he collected over the years. Kwani, he had Anubis, Ampu. He was saying Lakshmi. He was saying meditate on the artwork, frame it. What did I do? I went and made T-shirts out of some of the artwork, right? And it's been with me for years now. Those are some of my top sellers. I had a Harper crop, which was young Heru standing on an alligator, holding a serpent in his hand and scorpions in his hand, right? To denote courage. That stele is over, it's in Egypt right now when you visit. They put it in houses to protect against evil spirits because that's Heru overcoming his fear of his uncle, Set. After he took out his eye and whatnot, he was getting his ass beat because he was still in fear. You cannot fight yourself. You can't fight your shadow. You can't face your shadow. You can't face your fears if you're scared. You can't face this white man if you're scared. He is the proverbial boogeyman. Why do you say that, Red Pill? Because it's a simple theory. The planet Earth is a binary planet, right? If you've been to any other planet, it's all of them are not binary. What is binary? Binary is two. This star system is a binary star system. This is a binary planet. The quote-unquote golden rules or the hermetic principles, the Tahuti laws, right? They speak of this, the law of genders, right? As above, so below. Binary. The law of genders, male and female. Not male and female and some other thing that you're trying to figure out. Not male and female and another thing that the scientists created. Because that's not God. So in a binary world, everything has a natural quote-unquote enemy. In a binary reality, there's a protagonist, then there's an antagonist. So when the Most High created the cat, he created an enemy to the cat. When they created the mouse, they created a predator that is naturally opposed to that mouse. When they created an elephant, they created a predator that is a natural enemy to the elephant, right? One of the strongest animals on this planet, right? My grandfather, he's a comedian. God bless his soul. He used to say, "What's the strongest thing on this planet?" And I used to be like, "I don't know. What?" He was like, "A shit." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "An elephant is the biggest animal on the planet, and he can't hold a shit." So a shit is the strongest thing. That's just that West Indian humor that he had. But our natural protagonist, our natural born, if it were not the white man, it would be the orange man. It would be the blue man. It would be the green man. We have natural foes, or we have what is known as a natural opposite, right? We are diametrically opposed only because we're in a binary system. You have, and then you look around, it's everywhere. Nature is out to smoke you on the planet Earth. Everything on the planet Earth has something that is out there to either eat it or kill it, has to defend itself. Okay? The amoeba got beef with the bacteria. Right? So to waste all of my time and to expound all of my brain matter to try to convince you that you might have a natural opposition on the planet is a waste of time. It means nothing. All of that is for you to measure yourself as to who the hell you are and your strengths. Right? Don't they say that how the hell if you're in a gym, how do you know how strong you are if the weights are not heavy? You don't have no opposition. How could you measure your muscle strength and your mass? You're not pushing any weight. So to be in a situation where we are in the quote-unquote superpower, one of the strongest nations on this planet, and we have a natural opposition, that should show you your might and your strength. I mean, around the world, we have opposition. Around the world. To the point where it's just nature. It's the way that nature planned it. Don't lose any sleep over it. And it's not to say that you have, because to be honest with you, everybody is your friend. But if you don't have knowledge about who you are, you can easily be manipulated. If you come to peace with the reality of the fact of what reality is, then you can go to sleep at ease tonight. Who's going to go to sleep stressed out? That Trump supporter who, anytime they see melanin on the screen, they got to drink a beer and throw something at it. That don't have nothing to do with you. Don't let it be part of your problem.
Or the melanated person is supporting Trump.
Right. Or the melanated person is supporting Trump, and because of their disdain, right? When I listen to the Trump supporters that look like us, I can pinpoint what the issues are. They're trolling you. It's all kind of issues that they're dealing with. And they're just taking it out by saying, you know what? I'm going to just go against the grain. But don't ever Allow that to be your reality. Don't go to sleep with their stress. Do not go to sleep with their hate. Because if you got hate on your heart, right? If you succumb to the disease of hate, if you let somebody trick you into summoning the hate demon, they've defeated you. They've defeated you. I was told by a shaman that there's only one energy in the universe, and it's love, and it's universal. Who was it? Coltrane. He wrote the beautiful piece called "Love Supreme." Right? When you travel the universe through meditation, through toad medicine, DMT, whatever you tap in, the mushroom, the psilocybin, you are going to witness the power of outside of this universe, the quote unquote all. There is no fear in the universe. There is no hate in the universe. You don't tap out and run back scared because there's some damn monsters. There's no monsters out there. The only monster is the one that you didn't confront, and that's you. It's yourself. It's your shadow. It's your childhood drama. It's your trauma. I'm telling you. It's the programming that a goddamn babysitter or a parent was like, oh, don't look under the bed. There's something under the bed that's going to grab you. You were young and impressionable. You believed in that. And later on, when you're 30 years old and you on ayahuasca, that monster under the bed, that shit's going to look like a dinosaur. Because you continuously fed it fear over the years. You continuously slept with the goddamn light on. You know what I mean? You did not want to confront your shadow. You hurt people because you were hurt. That's what happened. So don't fall for nobody. That's what the media is here to do. Make you hate somebody that you don't have no business hating. Make you run around thinking that everybody don't like you. I said that you have a natural opposition because there's antagonists and protagonists in the world. But that don't mean nothing. I seen a rat and a cat chilling one day. They wasn't even worried about nothing. They got along. They did. So it is inside of us. It is in our DNA. It is in our molecular makeup. It's inside of our spirit. It's inside of our chart. It's inside of our what they call a divine spark. The light. That we are a compassionate people. We are a loving people. We are very inquisitive. So we're going to ask questions until we tap out. Don't feel like you're not supposed to question everything and always ask why. Right? We are going to hug our oppressors because that's just how we are. Don't shame people that do that. Pull them to the side and be like, nigga, what are you doing? But you don't got to do it, to whereas you're shaming somebody for being them. You feel me? That might be their spirit. They may see something in another person of another race that may say that I read that signature, we were married in a lifetime before. Or that was my child. Or that was my parent. You know what I mean? Because we're very intuitive. We're tapped in. Especially the black woman. In these days and times, as we move further down this rabbit hole, right? The sixth sense. They said the highest form of intelligence is intuition, right? ESP, sixth sense. The sixth sense of the black woman is coming online. The shit is on 5G time right now. It was like 3G before. It's on 5G, right? But Mama Tassili say 5D. But I'm saying that it's moving like 5G, meaning that it's faster now. So anytime that they introduce new technology, as above, so below. So the new technology, it's already here. Let's start with the 5G hoopla. Nigga, go to China and see what it is. Yeah, they done leveled up. They on 7G. So 5G will be rolled out. Get your shungite. Get your stones, get your copper, get your organite, get all of that. Protect yourself. But the same way that new technology is here, so is 5D technology, right? That's here. 2 suns. The little black things that be on your peripheral, they more prominent now. You're gonna see spirits walking this land. Shit, if you visit New York, they already out there. Malefic spirits. They like, yo, that's the homeless. I'm like, nah, that's the underworld. Go to Vine Street after 12.
Hang out in the West End.
Good.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm talking about? These ain't regular homeless people. These look like entities. Some of them. They mixing in. But it's some people that I can't even look at their eyes, bro. I'm like, nah, that's a demon. And I ain't talking about on demon time. That's a real demon. So we are in some very intricate times, we need to always be grateful because all of us who are here were sent here for a specific reason. I don't think we would just sit here to watch this go down like this is Netflix. We were sent here to participate. We were sent here to be hands-on. You know what I'm talking about? We were sent here to manipulate some things. So everyone who is playing their part, you don't have to be on this stage. Don't ever get caught up in the shenanigans or don't get caught up in the illusion of what you think it is, because that's not what it is. Every nigga is a star. Everyone has a part to play. Everyone is important. This stage, you're all on the stage. You know what I'm talking about? So the purpose of classes like this or nights like this is for us to have conversations, honest conversations. One of the purposes to meet each other, because you might know who Red Pill is, but Red Pill knows a lot of great people. And one of the benefits of Red Pill is that I share my network with my network because I know that it's our network, right? It is very important. Yes, it is very, very, very important that we find out who each other is. What are your strengths? What are even your weaknesses? Because we can help with that. Because I got weaknesses, and I look for people who have the strengths who can help my weakness. And then I'd be like, yo, can you read me? You know what I'm saying? Can you teach me how to do push-ups? Because, I need help. So, in the spirit of that, with that being said, I want to introduce you to a few people tonight. Is that okay? Everybody all right with that? Okay, that's what's up. So, without any further ado, I'm going to bring up a brother who we've been networking for many, many years now. How far we go back, Haiti? The early iterations, right? I go back to goddamn MySpace when I learned how to code. Yeah, early time days when time was in our life. Before Mark pulled up and moved Tom out the way. My brother Haiti Blues has been very instrumental in the energy movement, right? The energy movement is powerful because the energy movement is something that I've seen transform the acolytes, right? The students all around this community. Because you can read all day. You feel me? But it's the ones doing the energy work that I'm seeing transform into butterflies, right? I've been paying attention. I've been seeing the transformation of a lot of people go from ashy classy, spiritually, that is. And I've seen students evolve into teachers. I've seen young men become young elders, right? I've seen young women become mothers. I've seen it all. So for the brothers that are doing yoga, the ones that are doing breath work, the ones that are doing healing work, with the plant medicine, the shamans, the people that go on the retreats, the ones that stretch. That shit is important. Very. I would take that over somebody that read 10,000 books and is not applying one thing. Because that's really what's important. It's about blossoming. Many of us have been traumatized. What does trauma do? Trauma stifles the flower from blossoming. Right? So what does this information do? What does consciousness do? What does being in the light does? It's the water that we all need to water that flower so the shit could blossom. You could blossom in your 80s. Even if you got your growth stifled by trauma, by poverty, by all of the things that are in our lives that come along and knock us off of our pedestals. You know what I'm saying? But when you get an honest, you get somebody who is of good integrity and they're really pouring into you with this information and this love, even when you live vicariously through one of your favorite teachers and you see them winning, that shit can help too. It's good for the psyche. But be careful because the flesh is weak. So if you put your all into one of the teachers and you find out that he sits down to urinate, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. I thought he stood up and peed. Like, fam, that don't have nothing to do with you. You're investing too much in another man. You know what I'm saying? You're taking vicariously too far. I'm just saying, like, when we were in college, right? I used to be up at Clark, but I didn't go there. But I was like an honorary student. And I would be chilling in class with my girlfriend, just holding her down. And the professors were prolific in their information. And when the class was over, they went about their business. And none of the students dared chase down the professors and ask them, what are you eating for lunch? Who is your girlfriend and what color is she? What side of the street do you walk on, after 8 o'clock? Like, nobody cared about their teachers' personal lives. They were not that invested in what these people were doing. They understood, that's my teacher. He gave me the information, I got it, now it's on to the next teacher. If we have that approach in consciousness, I think we would fare better. These teachers that are in front of you are nothing but teachers. They're fallible, right? Give them their props for what it is that they deliver and who they are and how far they've come. Because a lot of people have overcome adversity. You got brothers and sisters that have been I'm talking about beyond the underworld. They were in the lava. That's how far in the underworld they were. And they climbed themselves out of the dirt, dusted themselves off, and polished themselves off to stand in front of you. We got to give them props for that. You know what I mean? But we can't follow no man and no woman in these days and times. We got to see the boss, the leader. We have to see the God within. You know what I mean? We're all reflections of each other. So I'm with all of the reflection talk. But if you see something great in me, only know that you're looking at the greatness in yourself. And be comfortable with that. You dig what I'm saying? So without any further ado, I'm going to bring onto the stage my brother and your brother, the one and only Haiti Blue. Give it up, y'all. Give it up.
Supreme peace, Hatep, 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 Hatep. Supreme peace, love, Hatep means supreme peace in the ancient Kemetic tongue. My name is IET Blues. I'm the artist formerly known as Haiti Blues because the word Haiti, it didn't exist before the empire of IET. IET is the original name, the ancient name of the island that we know as Hispaniola, or what we know as Haiti today. The French said Haiti, the Spanish said Haiti, the people of Haiti said Haiti. It's only when we get to English we get the word Haiti. And The word Hades subconsciously has the word hate in it, or Hades, depending on what level you're going. So words are power, y'all, and we got to get back to the source, and that's what I'm doing. Shout out to Brother Red Pill. Give thanks for giving me the opportunity for being here. Melanin Mondays. I teach my Tawi, Kemetic Ancient Egyptian Yoga. Shout out to all the Basus out here doing the work. Shout out to my teacher at the Dr. Martha Ashby. With everything going on right now, everything is centering around the breath. You know, we have the whole George Floyd thing, and the George Floyd was a psyop, y'all. That happened on my Earth Strong African Liberation Day. It was a psyop. If y'all need the information, it's there, but it was a psyop. I was there for Trayvon too. Even elements of that was a psyop, but that's a story for another day. So, the breath. Chanting I can't breathe, understanding that our words and our thoughts are power, is very, very critical and integral, especially with what's going on right now with the cosmic shift. We thought that 2012 was 2012. Nah, this is the Great Awakening is taking place right now. In fact, December 21st is going to be a 7 planetary alignment that's taking place that hasn't happened in 6,000 years. So it's very critical for us to have our mind right, our mental right, our body right, our diet, our living right. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself together so you can absorb these energies. But I'm not going to talk too much because I really can't hit a drop some word sound. So we're going to do a little something like this. Breathe in life. Breathe in life. Breathe in life. You've got to breathe in life. Breathe in life. You've got to breathe in life. Your breath is life. Your breath is life. Everyone sit up straight, back straight, hands in your lap. Place your hand on your diaphragm. We're going to inhale and exhale through our nostrils. If you don't know, this is the way we were born breathing as children. Let's go ahead and take a deep inhale. Filling up, blowing up, just like a balloon. Filling up, filling up. Let's exhale, contracting deeply. Inhale. Filling up, blowing up, just like a balloon. As we exhale, contracting deeply. Inhale. Exhale, contracting deeply. Let's go one more time for the forehead as we take a deep inhale. Exhale. You've got to breathe in life. Breathe in life. You've got to breathe in life. Your breath is life. Your breath is life. Great rising. I give thanks to the divine. Your breath is powerful, you must not deny it. Give yourself a full supply. Learn to oxygenize your life. Breathe in positive vibes. Breathe in life. Breathe in life. Breathe in life. You've got to breathe in life. Breathe in life. You've got to breathe in life. Your breath is life. Your breath is life. Wake up and live. You gotta wake up and leave. Wake up and give. You gotta wake up and give. Breathe in life. Breathe in life. Breathe in life. You got to breathe in life. You've got to breathe in life. Breathe in life. Breathe in life. Make time to breathe from your diaphragm. Just like when we were infants, as children, we must return back to the source and use the proper force, the divine power of breath. We all have divine access. It's a choice. I ain't got my mask on, but it's a choice. Make time. Smitawi, Kemet Sima, ancient Egyptian yoga is on the rise. Let's breathe in life. Let's breathe in life. Let's breathe in life. Let's breathe in life. You got to breathe in life. Breathe in life. You got to breathe in life. Breathe in life. My name is Basu IET. I teach Kemetic Ancient Egyptian Yoga. You guys can follow me at Everybody Needs Some Yoga with the number 1. That's Everybody Needs 2 S's Some Yoga with the number 1. One of our yoga instructors was buried in the earthquake in IET in 2010 through the school I came through, and she survived. And she healed herself through the divine power of breath. Not only did she heal herself, not only did she survive, she healed herself to Smitawi, the divine power of breath, and natural medicine. So what does that mean? That means that no matter what earthquake of a situation that any one of you are going through, as long as you have breath, you have power. You've always had the power. We are a powerful people by nature. When Brother Redfield was talking about Heru earlier, you see Heru standing on the crocodile with the animals in his hands. In your left hand, you have a frisky little monkey, symbolizing the mischievousness that you can cause at any given time. In your left hand, you have Selket, the scorpion, symbolizing the sting that you can inflict at any given time through your actions. You also have the fearlessness of a lion flowing through your vein, because it is in your natural nature for you to be fearless. You also have Sobek, the crocodile, which reminds you that we can be very destructive. Everybody's looking at the crocodile's teeth, but forgot about the crocodile's tail. You too can whip out that crocodile tail and destroy yourself and others. In your right hand, you have the fear, the doubt, the envy, the jealousy, the greed, the lust, the desire, the lack of motivation, the procrastination, the stagnation, the self-hateration, the self-defeating thoughts, attitudes, behaviors. All of these are entities and energies that feed on us. They are orgasming off of us. But guess what? You have the power. You've always had the power. Breathe in life. Rhythm DJ. This is the original flag of
On
IET,
May
y'all.
1st, 1804, he declared IET.
It's all right, DJ. Turn up. That's what we here to do.
Our Constitution says
Yeah, no, I said
IET
that's
is
what we here to do.
independent from
It's where the
all
RBG flag comes from. The mother and father of
powers.
Pan-African.
From haters to hatred. Bringing word cells and miseducation to the
IET Blues! Yeah! What? Burning this IET season, empire blazing. We save humanity and put it into slavery. Love like that line is talking about wacky and history. We breaking spells, educating ourselves, so it's so easy. Black and red flag, what's it all about? Hidden action history never talk about. Shut like this, I need it with solar lights. Empire, original empire, not the republic. Many people don't. Colonizers love it. Black and red, yes I need somebody better. 1805 Constitution, it is always. Urban is the ancestors are at work, y'all. The ancestors are always at work. Let me know what I can go through at the root of all evil. I forget Aboriginal spirituality of our people propaganda faith. Especially evil. We call it supreme being, and well, history got me evil. Yes, we evil. I will go. We call it all. To our necessity. This is our call. We have any words that we saw our headed, y'all. This time we told us to respect our root, though we just our call. Let's let it go. Open said I. To like it, to what I got. We have got the course and spiritual guides. I should go do it, KL, not in the book for why. Racism is global, and it's always been about genetics. Colonize the art, so that IET, like ancient Kevin. Control the thing of mind, I'm not this in my mouth. FIL, IET, original African representative. What? Alright, IET, not Haiti. We get rid of the word Haiti, y'all. Haiti has the word hate. When we know better, we do better. Stop us to let it go. The great legend is the king. I'm a teller now. Get. Black and red flag, black and red flag. Black and red flag, Empire of IUT. Black and red flag, black and red flag. Black and red flag, Emperor of dissolute. Because everything I sacrifice to provide to your defense. Relatives, children, love. So now that the only riches I possess is your freedom. Recall that my name horrifies all of those who are enslaved and their tyrants and despots everywhere only bringing themselves to utterance when they curse the day I was born. Remember, and if you should ever forget the law that the God who watches over your well-being has dictated to be, for your happiness, you will deserve the faith and endurance of ungrateful people. Emperor Joseph Desali, January 1st, 1804. Hi, Bobo! Yes. My name is IET Cruz. That track, Empire of IET, is out. It's actually going to be a remix version. Yo, January 1st, y'all, it's not a new year. It's our year because IET did it for all African Aboriginal people. In fact, we use the word black with a capital B. I understand what y'all saying, Morris, but we on some next level stuff that y'all, you know what I'm saying. We defined ourselves. So we did that for our people. And we called on the Supreme Being and we made that happen. So that energy is there. It's all here. We all here. Let's make it happen. Let's get in tune. I give thanks. My name is IET Blues. You can follow me AYITIBLUZ. That's AYITIBLUZ on IG. Supreme Peace and Love.
All right, y'all. Y'all already know me. I'm African Secret. And I just wanted to take a little 10-minute break so you guys can all kind of check out our vendors and stuff. And then we will be back. So just, show some love. Check out the kitchen. Check out my goddess at the Black Lotus. She got the T-bar at the back. Fresh made, so bomb. Y'all have to check her out. It's like bomb. I can't even explain. We got meat. We got the jewelry of the century. He made this amazing crown for me, y'all. Y'all see the crown? It's lit. Y'all definitely gotta go tap him. I got my son in here, y'all. He is starting his very first vending business. So y'all, please go out, check him out, support the young king in his entrepreneurship. And just show love. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, okay? Pink Pill want to say something too. Go ahead, Pink Pill. Tell them shop with everybody and show us some love. Go ahead. We'll be back in 10 minutes. We'll be back in 10 minutes. And I got He's the Maestro on the ones and twos, catching a vibe for us, y'all. Y'all go check him out. He's the Maestro on Instagram, keeping the vibes. Vibing for us, yeah, boop, boop. You want to come up here? You want to break? Grab? I mean, unless you want to wait till after. Oh, YouTube family, where y'all at? We up here, we live Melanin Monday. All right. We about to get ready to get this show back started. If I could get everybody to come back in, come on up, get your seats, come close to the front. I got my brother, the King, G Ranks in the building. He's about to come up here and rock the mic for us. So if everybody can come and just take a seat. We're gonna give them a second to like get their seats. All right, we about to get ready. Can I have my crowd in the back to come and sit down and come enjoy the show, take their seats? Unless you're making purchases, then definitely shop at the vendors. And we love y'all. But, so I got my brother from LA, been in Atlanta. T-Ray's been in the city doing his thing, always blessing us with his amazing energy. I just love this king, and I'm excited to hear from him. He's in the community doing his thing all the time, and I want to bring him to the stage. So can I get a round of applause, everybody, for T-Ray?
Secret, thank you. Melanin Mondays, many blessings. How y'all feeling tonight?
Powerful!
How y'all feeling tonight? I say, as my sister Secret said, I'm from LA. My name is D Ranks. I get active in the community. I've been in the feet stumped down to the ground in the West End since I came out here in July. And I'm gonna be flying back out to LA to work, to really get this work in. And I just wanted to share y'all some music that I done laid down. My music is available on all streaming platforms already. D-RANKS. Don't forget the hyphen, you feel me? D-RANKS. And I'm about to just share with y'all some music. So, you know what's good. Everything everywhere. I get ducked off in a quiet place with more time so I think a lot. With 3 eyes so I see a lot. Get look more so I can read a lot. My hair locked so it keep growing. Set aside, I got the line open. I ain't fall off. I got back focus. Got mouse bars and tennis show. Sooner than I think chill clothes. I ain't sticking with the slippers on. Looking up cause I can see the draw. Couldn't care less what you think I'm on. Living win so I'm in control. The optimist symbol, there you go. Getting tapped into the true low. Max ain't got true gold. This foundation I build on. In places real though. God body my tempo. Get urgent so it's getting low. Tempo, copy that. When your name ringing, they call you back. I'm here to unify all the things. God is on my daughter that. If it seems like my school's loose, I'm still figuring out who's who. Soul's old, but shoes new. So I'ma do what they used to. Ancestors, you missed it. Ain't too much here different. These parables that I mentioned be a pair of jewels if you listening. Train free those with my blood niggas. Got blue screen, so I plug niggas. My action, so I love niggas. In the church here, I was with them. That was back in the day. Sleep walking, I was acting away. In the whip, I was packing the cake. Amen, probably having to pray. Hey, lady, pushes like out the wall. Fresh up like a diamond and two. The media always lying to you. Conspiracy theories be lying too. FDA poison and food. Not to mention it's a shortage of food. So it makes sense what's important to you. Get 145 according to 2. Lord. Yeah, that's good. Blessings. That song is called YDK, and it's everywhere on all streaming platforms. You can look it up everywhere. Blessings. I've been out here working on my album. I came out here doing some spiritual work, some shadow work, and really trying to get nitty with my networking, doing my follow-up, and so on and so forth. And since I've been out here, I've been working on my next coming project. And these couple songs that I threw out here has been just me, some things that I recorded since I've been out here for my project. Just stay tapped in with me, I promise. If you hear what I'm saying, stay tapped in with me. I say. It's called On My Soul. S-O-L. On My Soul. Yeah. I'm still walking this road, even on my feet hurt. With the happens with lubricant on my t-shirt. I want rebirth and still gotta kill my ego. But in each verse, I be dealing with my people. I swear my heart's sore, I'm waiting on him to fly back. Don't tell me anything, I promise I already tried that. I came up out that water, I think it's time for me to dive back. Loose ends, I thought I already tied that. But in all truth, I'm going just where my problems lie. And sometimes it's harder to look up eye to eye. I might have tried, I ain't gonna lie, I know I cried. And I laughed a lot, but soon you give you an open mind. We so divine, we so connected, the highest source. With Scorpio and Aries is where I know this more. If it ain't that deep, allow me to take it overboard. I am a new key and open doors. Get it? I am a new key, open doors, the new key I am. I love y'all. The music is for specific ears. I love y'all. Yes. Love. Let us adore the Most High, hope all is well. When I'm talking in spirit, I'm praying to self. At this point, I'm willing to do whatever else. Cause I done finished every book I got on the shelf. And I done finished every wood I got on the house. My love seated, so I tried to get us a couch. Cause I had this other house when I came to the south. So I started acting on the thoughts I was thinking about. I'm not ignoring the signs the universe sent me. Cause 9 times out of 9, I got a 9 with me. I'm here for, I'm happy to feel alive with me. I took time for self and spent time with me. I simply was making it hella complicated. Isolation and patience, hell of a combination. The higher path is something that was written for rapists and grace of God in the name when you mention the language. the language. My name is Deshaun, and the Hebrew dialect is Yakini or Yokani, which means grace of God. Like this, you hear me? Like this is, and everywhere I go, I see God's grace. Like, let's go. Huh? Listen. The journey long, but I know that it's supposed to be. This is divine timing. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I grew up couple doors. Tell me you see the rosary, popping the Hail Marys. I told him to keep the rosary, asking no one to go with me. I did it, take my whole life. Knew I was my kid when I let my head grow. I continued to get low. I intentionally I know how. Lately I put the phone down and I put my stones out. Oh, watch somebody or reach out and connect you to. I'm tapping into a level that I never knew. All my ancestors don't do whatever I tell them to. And I've been spending more time with an elder too. I'm taking time to kill an ego that couldn't give, so I can give a level of love I couldn't give. Man, and it's probably due to the fact I've been missing my kid. I see this man out here every day. I see him with his daughter, and then you think about my daughter. I see you like we need more of that, and I'm serious. Like it's black men out here that love our children, and we breaking generational curses. I mean, so lessons. Thank y'all, I love y'all. That song is called "On My Soul," SOL. So you connected as above, so below, as within, so without. Now my next song is called "All of a Sudden," and I released it earlier this year. And all this music is available on all streaming platforms. It's much more where that came from. Vibe, like vibration. Yeah. Huh? My life is a series that nobody's watching because me and the master got nothing in common. I put the rock at the end of my arm and they honor the people above me who's calling. I'm calling on all my senses, doing libations, studying their constellations. Cause it was handed before there was paper. That's a new subject, we'll touch on that later. I'm sharpening razors. But I must ask money, I got no intentions on shaving. I'm airing shit out like the room is on vacant. If I didn't blow, I needed that AC can't get in the game for the next man to play me. If this nigga's normal, I had to be crazy. That underground man, I'm rocking with niggas. If you thought I said it, you wasn't it, nigga. You posted a comment. Okay, I'm posting up looking at plans. I want something to spit it out. I'm understanding the difference between the 50 and advantage. So I got to listen to saying my message. I'm giving up game and I'm showing some manners. I let them know that I think on my fingers and I am not taking whatever they hand us. So give me an all of a sudden, it's food on my flag. All of a sudden, they say they away. All of a sudden, it makes so much sense. They don't be listening when you make a sense. All of the members in my inheritance, soon as they fall, they gon' say I'm a trick. Give me a bit. All of a sudden, they view me. All of a sudden, it's food on my flag. All of a sudden, they say they away. All of a sudden, it makes so much sense. They don't be listening when you make a sense. All of the members. Soon as they fall, they gon' say I'm a trick. The words I speak will create my reality. I pick and choose all my sicknesses carefully. How did my therapy turn into heresy? Put that on everything. I don't see everything. I have been growing a little bit. I put the seeds in that dirt out the kitchen. Lead on the track, bro. They know I be killing it. Nobody touching me, but they be killing it. Body the lyrics, I'm sick to the spirit. Taking the pyramids, go to the top. They need to hear it, the suckers gon' hear it, cause it ain't enough if it's over the top. I'm addicted to plot, she's thick as a plot. We on the court, I'm in stitching and clock. I'm in the kitchen while I know when it's hot. I got a few windows and piss in the pot. And since you be watching, then you know what time it is. I give a pressure to see where the diamonds is. I give a piece and I see what the virus did. I ain't the wire, I need to be wise. I told my people, you know we can body. You're strongest in culture, first with the sciences. You ain't the king if you don't got a lie. It's not like my better, so why would I lie? Give me a minute. All of a sudden, they say they away. All of a sudden, it makes so much sense. They don't be listening when you make sense. All of the members in my intent. Soon as they fall, they gon' say I'm a trick. Give me a minute. All of a sudden, every week is great. All of a sudden, they food on my plate. All of a sudden, they say they away. All of a sudden, it makes so much sense. They don't be listening when you make a sense. All of the members in my content. Soon as they fall, they gon' say I'm a trick. Listen. I know y'all relate, like, They trying to make consciousness trendy. Niggas only posting at specific times. Don't get caught up in a hype. This spiritual work is within. Melanin Monday, my brother Raymond Hill, my sister Secret. Shout out Mama Toxicity. I love all y'all. Many blessings. I give thanks. I thank. I love y'all. Blessings.
That's why you gonna leave Atlanta. Then you gonna come back even harder. You got to go to LA. Yo, it's my Scorpio brother. It was just his birthday too, by the way. Scorpio with that Aries glow. No, that's the day.
October Scorpio. Yeah.
I know Ray got some bars for you. He was lit.
Now I gotta, as an artist, on the noise, y'all, real quick and things. As an artist, it's very important that we support each other, right? By a show of hands, how many artists in the building tonight? Right? Okay, that's 89% of y'all. Okay? So y'all know how important, what did Erica say about her art? Serious about my shit. So when one of us get up here and we do what we were talking about earlier, and that's blossom, let's shine our light. But in order to shine their light, it's like the rose. It has to open up and show its beauty, right? That is the proverbial of what we do when we get up here, wild, nervous and shit, butterflies in our stomach, and we tap in to our magical selves, right? Because it's going to be through the arts and the sciences that we're going to have our breakthroughs. So IAT Blues came up here and shined his light, right? Blossom showed you his flowers. And the God came up here. Before the break, he was like, yo, Red, I've been out here on a mission.
Since July.
And I was like, yo, God, that's crazy because I'm going to tell a story about how I've been out here. As a super fact, I was had the Father's Day weekend. Lizzie, right? Secret, America, like all of us met magically on our own accord. Jefferson, I've been doing this, stop playing. All of us like linked up, but we were all on purpose, right? All of us on mission. You know when you link up with somebody and you know we about to go on an adventure or an endeavor or something is finna happen. I don't know because you don't know what. But months later, that's what I said before. It's about living. This is about experience. So you could do what? You could measure. Time is measurement. You at least got to get through it in order to say if you don't like it or not. These niggas is 1 hour into the movie. Talking about, I don't know if I like this. Family. You didn't even get to the plot twist. This is a whole Netflix series. This episode 120. So, the God, I want to commend you for shining your light, for doing your day. And I've been on this journey in Atlanta. You know, Mama Tassili knows 2011. We were out here on a shadow journey, doing what we had to do. We're here now, because this place is so magical, so mystical, right? Because this red clay is alive, and because you will find diamonds in the arts out here. Well, this is Atlanta. You could try to come here and make it what you want to make it, but it's the A, baby. You know what I'm talking about? It's A-Town, you know, A-Town down, Jeezy and Gucci, yeah, nigga. Come black to me, yeah. What's happening? It's a musical, artistic expression. Black Hollywood, Outkast, LaFace, TLC, like the gems, the Magic City. It's all musical run. Everything runs on the sound. Everything runs on the drum. Everything runs off of the even when it was the Indians, when the Aboriginal autonomous, when they was turning up out here, they were known for their drums and their music. When you in the mountains and whatnot, that drum, yeah, that's right. When you was in the Cherokee, when you was in those mountains, you heard the war drums going off. You heard the ceremony drums. So my spirit tells me when I'm out here to look for the musicians, listen to the sound, listen to the music, develop art. While here, this place, your art is gonna live longer than you. You know what I'm talking about? That's why, you know, Tupac always was recorded. And I would say to you, you know, this journey, I feel like this journey that you went on is going to create a whole body of work. You know what I mean? Yeah. Make sure you get that out.
D Ranks, D-R-A-N-K-S. Y'all see my sweater? The universe been so in alignment. Somebody came up to me yesterday and told me that they just want to take some pictures of me in their sweater. And they put it up with the whole for real camera. Said, this brother name is Otis Gear on Instagram. Liberation is promised. You can't jail the revolution. Like, it's real. Everybody is knowing what's coming. Everybody knows what's coming. Stay tapped in. Bless Mama.
You know, y'all get excited.
You know, we get that talent.
I get so full. Giving thanks for life. I just want to speak to the fact that this is what being a planetary placeholder looks like.
Yes.
Okay? Y'all hear me talk about that from time to time. And being in tune with spirit will guide you to be at a certain place at a certain time. I can testify that there was a wave of planetary placeholders that came in July.
Right.
Okay? From all over different parts of the country.
Yes.
Okay? If you start to pay attention, there are waves of people that will come, that will be here. Maybe they'll go to New York. Maybe they'll be in California. You may find yourself all of a sudden having a vibe pulling you to Ghana. All of a sudden having a vibe pulling you to Belize. And then you look up and it's 4 or 5 people that you know. Right there with you. That's being on purpose. That's being in tune with your purpose. And being a planetary placeholder. And what folks have been speaking to is just the promise that when ye seek, ye shall find. When you knock, the door shall be open unto you. And when you ask, you shall be given. And remember, when many are called, few answer the call. See, that's a part that people don't say. Few answer the call. And even fewer are chosen. And even fewer consent to walk the path of the straight and narrow. Even fewer consent to pick up the ark and become their brothers and sisters' keepers. And even fewer consent to become planetary placeholders, where you are holding space for Mother. You are holding space for Gaia, whatever you want to call this vibration that we are on that is floating in space. You become a frequency that helps to hold the balance of life for humanity. And don't get it twisted. Nature's gonna be all right. The planet itself is gonna be fine. It will get rid of everybody and everything that is not in harmony with it. So you better do your work. As the brother spoke to earlier, as Red spoke to, it's not about being in intellectual masturbation. Right? Because if you're just reading a bunch of books, going to a gang of lectures, saying you hung out with this person and that person, but you're not putting in work, you are not qualified to stay on Mother Earth, and it ain't personal. You already see people dropping off like flies. And it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter which age you are, how many dollars you got in your account, how many degrees behind your name. It's about being your best self to the best of your ability all the time. That don't mean be perfect. That means be excellent. Always strive for excellence and integrity. Because if you can be in integrity, you can be anywhere, anytime, any place, and your frequency will be recognized. Your auric frequency will resonate. That's the color you better be about. Because we know what provocateurs look like. They look like us. So don't be fooled. Come on with the auric frequency. What color are you radiating? Resonating. King, love your word. Thank you so much for coming and sharing the vibe. And IET Blue, feeling you as well. This is our medicine. It's our medicine. And Red and Secret, you know, y'all always hold it up. Y'all hold it down. Y'all turn it around. Melanin Monday, get yours.
I love you. Give it a round of Mama to see Lee. Queen God holding space for us all the time, creating a path for us to even be here and do these things and like really network and even learn these talents amongst each other. Because you know you definitely opened that space for us. So I just want to give thanks to you. Please round of applause for Mama Cecilia. One more round of applause for our brother D-Brain. I know when you come back from LA, it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to hear what you're doing. Can't wait to see y'all in the stew. You know, all that. Make some magic. And I know we got some amazing other people here. I'm gonna give it back to Red so he can tell y'all about the brothers and sisters we got.
All right, give her a round of applause, y'all. That Secret in the building. All right, we're gonna let you know about it. We're gonna give you an announcement. She has an upcoming retreat coming up with Chef Aki. It's gonna be lit. So we'll give you the information about that before we get out of here. And before we get out of here, I want everybody to come up here and take a picture, so you know we could document these Melanin Mondays. Oh yeah, y'all give it up to my guy right there, Maestro. All right, Maestro in the building. His cash app is he's the Maestro.
And you know what? Maestro traveled all the way from South Carolina.
North Carolina, right? Yeah, exactly, Mike. Right. Give him a hand, y'all. Okay, all the way from North Carolina, right? Matter of fact, we're gonna have to do a roll call. You know, everybody in the building. We got Chicago in the building, Carolinas, Haiti, right? So I want to continue to bring up these powerful people and introduce you to our network and whatnot. Before I bring up the family from the MSTA, I want to bring our other Moorish brother up, our brother Tyrain, all right, and his guest of the evening for the, because we're going to be talking about defense, right? Show of hands, how many warriors in the building? Know what I'm talking about? There you go. So earlier tonight, I opened up and that's right. Yeah, let him go. How you? So I was talking about the gun violence and the fact that 3 rappers got shot in Texas alone, and then 1 got killed in the A. King Vaughn, Rising Power. Right? He was putting them hands on the young boy. He went out because an individual didn't want to fight. They wanted to pick up an iron. Right? One of the things that we're suffering in this community is that the younger generations are actually afraid to fight. It ain't that they can't fight. They're afraid to get bum fighted. They don't want to get world star. So to them, it's more sexier shooting a gun than knuckling up and you don't got no hands. Huh? Yeah. So what we want to bring back is an art that's soon to be forgotten if we don't bring it back. And that's the art of boxing. That's the art of fighting. That's hand-to-hand combat. Being able to take somebody's life or to defend yours with your hand. If you can't pick nothing up, you should be able to use these as a weapon, right? Men and women and children. Because the way things are going, you don't know what the future may hold. Your natural adversaries might be on some adversarial shit. You have to, rearrange some things. So in the spirit of that, and in the light of that, I want to bring up to the stage and introduce the world to my good brother, Tyrone, right? Give him a hand, y'all. Tyrone L. And the master teacher, Life Burley, all right? Who is a master with the 52 hand skills. By a show of hands, whoever got beat up by somebody who had the 52 hand skills. You won't admit it. But I seen some people I'm talking about rearranged. Put to sleep, woken back up, put back to sleep, combed their hair, brushed their teeth, and was just smacking life and death out. Boom, boom. I mean, it was a show up. It was almost like ballet with some hands. I want the brother to introduce himself and let y'all know what he does and why he does what he does.
Thank you for that great introduction. I'm Light Burley. I teach the art known as 52 blocks, and something Brother Red Pill said is that when you're scared, that's the most people doing all of the fighting. Those who don't know how to fight do all of the fighting. When you go to World Star Hip Hop, you can see that. So I think a lot of learning how to fight also leads into not fighting, giving you the confidence to walk away and not having to engage. So the art of defense is the art of preservation, where we're not teaching how to whoop ass, we're just making sure you don't whoop our ass. You know what I'm saying? So defense first, and defense builds self-preservation and the humility you need to walk amongst your brothers. And, we have to use diplomacy when diplomacy is right, but we also have to know how to defend ourselves when that time comes too. So I moved from New York to the A for that very purpose, to open the first school of 52 blocks in the A. That's right. That's right. Oh, about 2 months ago. So I'm 2 months. I'm fresh.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm fresh. I'm still New York.
Wait a minute.
I still got the smell of New York.
Wait a minute. We got a fresh New Yorker in the building. Hold on. I thought you've been out here for a minute.
I'm still New York.
Oh, man. We got to debrief you. Okay. We're going to have to deworm you, too. And delight you. All right. Nah, that's what's up. So, for those that don't know or may be unaware, the 52 hand block skills is a New York legend. That was something that brothers like the Mike Tysons of the world back in the 80s, right? When you heard about the gods and whatnot, and they would check you if you didn't know the science and the math of the day. There was a brother who was mad swift with the hands that before you even knew it, you got smacked 10 times, right? These brothers have a unique hand, they have a unique skill. and for the fact that you're bringing it down here, it's almost like when you watch the Kung Fu flicks, and then they have a specific style of a region, right? Like the Wu-Tang Warriors had a specific style that they fought with. And then when they imported that style into other regions, that mixture created something new. So for the simple fact that you're coming down here to the A, where the brothers, you know, I'm sure that they are definitely ready to get busy, and you're gonna bring an art that had the, like I was saying, it had the possibility of being lost.
Yes.
Because people don't want to pick it back up. So, would you like to demonstrate? I mean, I'm gonna let the God introduce himself real quick.
Peace, everybody. My name is Tyrone L. I'm a Moorish numerologist, and I've been studying martial arts for quite some time. And I was following this brother online, and I took his online course, and I found out that he was actually out here. And when I met him, you know, the energy was right, and he even agreed to train my son, you know, with no charge. So he's definitely for the kids and for the community, and I can definitely vouch for the skill. It's real. And,
What age you start with?
9 is a good age.
9, right?
9 on up. Yeah.
So parents, think about it. Little Timmy Heru, L, Bay, right? Going to school with Young Thug, son of them, and the Knuckle Dragons. You're gonna want him and her to have them hands, to have that option at least. So the brothers in the park teaching, right?
Yes,
What park do you set up in?
Western Park and Maddox Park.
Maddox Park and Western Park, right there down the block. What days?
Every day. I'm there every day. Yeah, 9 to 12 every day. And I'm not playing.
Okay.
This is life.
So 9 to 12, brothers and sisters, elders and the youth. Because they say elder for counsel, youth for war. I know some elders that they will knock their top off. They ain't not with the counseling. You know what I'm talking about? They on some Mike Tyson all head shit. Like they like, I'm ready to get back in the ring. So we should pack the park out. I promise you. This is the gift that keeps giving. When your hands are nice, you start talking more shit. You know what I mean? Like,
More shit.
yeah, when you go from talking shit to more shit, like, wait, what? So I want to know, do y'all want to do, and also the God has legal, you do the credit, and you're going to be bringing that to Melanin Monday as well. He also has something about that service.
Yeah, I also help people with credit. I'm a licensed real estate agent in Georgia. So I do real estate, I do credit, I do Forex, financial literacy. I've been doing that for a while. So, you know, I just hit 44, so, you know, I'm the God number right there. So we're trying to teach our people. That's what it is.
I just hit Cole, 45. I just hit Billy D, 45. You yeah, but we make it look good. So back to me. He's 68. Look at that. From New York.
It's just the training. It's the training.
But yo, I want to see a demonstration, King. And you're not going to do it with me. Yeah, do it with the God. Nah, because they do this. They do.
One way we practice is using slap boxing.
Right.
It's an easier way to do this so nobody gets hurt. But we'll do something.
Nice.
That's that Rikers Island, T-74, ATM.
Straight off
You know what I'm talking about?
Straight off the cop.
Same thing, wrong way. You know what I mean? Huh? Right. Yo, Harlem. Don't that look like that like the dice game, right? Yeah, get it in. Yeah. Before you hear huh? One more time, God. Yeah, one more time.
Say that one more
One
time.
more time.
Do it again.
Y'all know we like to see fights. Yo, who y'all for? Who y'all for? Underdog?
E, tag. Boom! There you go.
I got hit up on stage, y'all. That's my teaching.
Yeah. So,
teacher.
Indeed.
Outside teacher.
You know what I mean? Give it like 2 months in Atlanta, they're gonna be doing the nay and all of that. Like, they're gonna merge, there's gonna be a fusion somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's for sure on TikTok. But let them know how they can get in touch with you. Because like I said, I highly encourage, you know, especially the young guys, if we got children and whatnot, let's get them in these programs and you know, let's get them these hand skills.
I got some flyers that I left. I'll leave them here. Some cards, Weston Park, 9 to 12 every day. Social media, Light Burley 52 at Yahoo, lightburley.com. And I have the only online 52 block course at learn-martialarts.com.
Dope. All right, give them a hand, y'all.
Hey, yo, y'all can check me out at Tyraine.com. That's Tyraine, Tyraine.com. And I do readings for free, so just hit me up. Hey.
That's right. So you will see us working with the guards more. We're just introducing y'all to him, but you will see his skill set when we shoot our videos. He's gonna be doing our stunts. You know what I mean? Like, no, we doing films and everything out here. Like, we not playing with this shit. Like, we going in. So the talent that you see on these stages, that's gonna be the talent that's gonna be in the credit when it rolls. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna utilize each other for what it is that we're here to do. So I see you, King. You know what I mean? I will be pulling up. You know, all my trolls, get ready, because I have to smack your faces off. Yo, so I want to keep it going, right? I want to introduce y'all to some of the entrepreneurs of the night. I don't call them vendors anymore. We call them entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to do that before we take the break. But before we do that, I want to finally bring up a very, very special few guests. It's not just one. This time we have a whole family, right? And this family is out of the Windy City. Okay? Now, for some people who don't know what the Windy City is, I know you know what Chirac is, right? Or for those of us that are into the culture, I know you know what Mecca is, right? So this magical place where consciousness was birthed. Do you know that? Do you know that Detroit and Chicago are considered to be the birthplaces of modern day consciousness? Do you know how many great people come out of those places? You know, a lot of our families migrated into the Chi, St. Louis, the D, Chocolate City. You know what I mean? Everybody didn't go to New York. So we have a crisis taking place right now, alongside a renaissance. How ill is that? We have Chicago in the limelight for their intellect. You know that Kanye West comes from Chicago, Lupe Fiasco, Chance the Rapper, Common, you know, Rhymefest. They send out a signal. There's a Farrakhan, right? There's a light that emanates from Chicago. But there's also a dark light that emanates from Chicago. And I would ask the parents in the audience, who are your teenagers and children more indoctrinated by? Kanye West and Chance the Rapper and his brother? Or Chief Keef, Lil Durk, and Lil Reese? Who got them? Is it the drillers or the builders? I would say it's the drillers. There's almost a crisis going on in the culture, not just in Chicago, because drilling is a culture that's everywhere now. They drilling in Australia, Ireland. I saw South Africa drill. They drilling in the UK. When I went in the UK, I was like, yo, what's going on in the hood? They were like, oh, you didn't know? They running down on each other with knives and swords and machetes and cutting each other up in the streets over drill. So the thing with a drill rapper is that in order to have a drill rapper, the drill rapper gotta have an op. Can't be a drill rapper and nobody is dying, and nobody is getting killed, and nobody is literally dying. To be believable, you gotta catch bodies. Right? So, what happened when the government, the same government that y'all told me to vote for, enacted this COINTELPRO program and disrupted the social revolution that was taking place in places like Chicago with Fred Hampton, right? With the chief, right? With Larry Hoover, when the gangs were working for the community, growth and development, right? What did Hoover and them do? Exactly, they infiltrated. They made marijuana illegal. What is that, Anslinger? Right? LaGuardia and all of them? The same weed or the same marijuana or the same hemp that they're trying to legalize now. Right? 100 years ago, they began to demonize and they began to disrupt and they began to infiltrate something that we had going on by making it illegal. And by doing that, they disrupted the home base or the foundation of quote-unquote modern-day consciousness. Because when you talk about the Trinity, when you talk about Elijah Muhammad, when you talk about Noble Drew Ali, and when you talk about Marcus Mosiah Garvey, you're talking about Chicago, Detroit, Harlem. Right? So now, fast forward, the leadership has been removed, and now the gangs have taken over. And these gangs are not out for the community like that anymore. Now these gangs have morphed into drill rappers. And the drill rappers got ops. And the children that are listening to the music and playing it, and they're like, I love Lil Durk. But in order to love Lil Durk, you gotta hate his ops. You got to. It's part of the religion. Drill is a religion, nigga. You can play with it if you want. Drill is a religion. It's an extension, but it's something more severe now. In Brooklyn, if you listen to Pop Smoke, you gotta want to choose to die. Or the Chos, the Blickies. And and that's one of my family members' son, one of the Blickies. You gotta want all of them to die. If you riding with Pop Smoke and you doing his dance, then that means that you want his ops to die. And when one of them dies, social media erupts with videos of young children smoking the person who died. Yo, I'm smoking on a pack. So how many people saw the movie Candyman? Candyman explained to you necromancy or the Necronomicon. You want to play with dead people's name and smoke on their packs? Somebody that you didn't even know personally? Or if somebody had beef with somebody and that person, I don't see y'all smoking on the packs of the ops that don't look like us. Niggas ain't smoking Zimmerman pack. They love it. You praying for your ops. Oh, forgive them. But these are teenagers too, mind you. This is not old heads. But these are babies, yes, it is. But I'm talking about, it starts at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's 9.
My nephew joined at 5.
At 5, right? 5. My daughter is 7. And the fact that she can still be a child, right? And she don't have to be exposed to a reality where her innocence has been taken away from her and her childhood has been robbed from her, right? Look, you heard her name? She's still a child, right? They're 7-year-olds in some of these cities that they're not, at 7 years old, they're not children anymore. They don't have the innocence of a 7-year-old. It was robbed from them. They see murder. They see trauma. They see mamas crying. They see dead bodies. And they smoking on packs of the ops. 3 and 4. So when a person dies, you got a whole segment that celebrates it. A dead person before they're even in the ground. When King Von died, they uploaded his autopsy picture all across the internet. Right? His ops was on social media having a ball celebrating this father of 3 getting gunned down in the street, shot dead in the streets of Atlanta. It wasn't even his home. He was celebrating his album release, right? But he got beef though, because he got history, because he's in the streets, because he's at war. He ain't no rapper. He's a soldier at war who decided, let me get out by rapping. That's what it is. So now our culture, like how we watch NBA and NFL and all of the sports, the new plus sport is the drill scene. So everybody just sitting back smoking weed waiting for another young boy to die. Right? The new target is NBA young boy. When he dies, everybody's going to have the internet is going to explode with people that are upset and with the people who hated him celebrating his death. That's where we at with it. And while all of that is going on, they lying to us talking about Black Lives Matter. But is that the spell? Every time they see it, is that the spell? Is that more of a curse? Because every other thing that they're saying is a negative connotation. I can't breathe. Well, breath is life. What are you affirming? Hands up, don't shoot. Why? Why are your hands up? And who? Don't shoot to, what are you talking about? Am I next? Nigga, you're asking a question. What are you talking about? Am I? And they got big signs. Am I next? I'm like, pow, you're next. Like, you tempting people at that point. You're affirming victimhood. So, one of the biggest things in the culture is the gang culture, and it's the drill shit. Bar none. Even the old heads is drunk in love with this shit. Even the old heads, it's a sport. They want to know, is he really killing niggas? They want to know, does he really catch bodies? They want to know, did he really slide on this op and shoot him in the face? And he out here wearing Burberry and making videos. That's lit. That's what they say. But there's no emphasis whatsoever to turn anybody else into a pack. So the organizations in Chicago got a lot on their shoulders. The Nation. People be like, yo, where's the FOI? I'm like, nigga, they're selling Depots somewhere. Where do you want them to be? In the middle of a drill? They got a drill. They got their own drill. They preparing for their own shit. Don't try to make them a human shield in a war field. You don't know the politics of these cities.
That's right.
This shit political.
Yes, it is.
These gangs started because the goddamn mayor's son was in the gang. The Irish Mafia, this running shit, I mean, it's an open secret. It's a whole gang. They go back to Scarface. The Italians worked with the government, though. Boy, you stop snitching people and the honor of this person is snatched, bruh. The whole Italian mafia was the government. Those are the goddamn Romans. Those are the Italians. Those are the same people that went against Hannibal. They were deputized for the hatred of the Moors to come into Harlem and destroy the Moors with heroin. But the Moors was called Negroes. But it's still the same Inquisition. These are the children of the quote-unquote women of the Dark Ages that were sleeping with Moors. You can't be in the mafia unless you got Moorish blood. You saw the movie True Romance. They gave you the rundown. So what the mafia really was, this thing of ours, La Ormonte, those are Moriscos, those are little boys, those are bastards, and they were going against. That's why their hatred for black people is so intense. That's why they were controlling all of the rackets. They was in Harlem running the numbers, killing people for that, prostitution, drugs, heroin, all of that is them. Because their vow is to kill you. And we out here celebrating them trying to be mafia. So I'm saying all of that to say that I was brought to Chicago a few weeks ago for the 93rd MSTA Morris Science Temple of America Convention as keynote speakers. Me and my twin brother, Blue Pill. Please give us a round. And Pink Pill. How, yeah. Pink Pill's first convention. And she got nationalized there. All of us did. That's right. It's hard. Say so. That's right. And I was honored to be their guest. I was honored to teach the family in Chicago. I was honored to be invited to Chicago. So many people have, over the years, promised us that they were going to bring us out, bring us there, roll a red carpet out. And the MSTA were the ones that did it. And that's something that was very huge to me. You know what I mean? So, our brother and his wife, the Grand Sheikess, you know what I mean? She was very instrumental. Thank you so much in making that happen. And I want them to let the family know what it is that they're doing industrious-wise, right? Because we all know that these organizations exist all around us, but the $1 million question always is, well, what they doing? What they got going on? Right. So I just want the sister and the brothers to introduce themselves and let the family know some updates about what's going on in Chicago.
Islam.
Yes. Islam.
Peace.
Peace.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Hotep. I'm Sister K. Glover L., Grand Sheikess of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I am Grand Sheikess of Temple number 2 out of Carbondale, Illinois. Our home office is in Chicago, Illinois. And I'm not originally from Illinois. I moved to Illinois when I obligated with my husband some years ago. I'm originally from New York. And my first experience of being in Chicago, it was a culture shock because it reminded me of like New York in the 90s.
Old New York.
Yeah. Old New York. It reminded me of New York in the 90s. And my husband was like, oh yeah, we're like 10 years, 15 years behind. And I said, how could that be with social media? But it's still 10, 15 years behind. So I've learned the politics of Chicago. And the politics of Chicago, like, people don't understand, even with this recent murder of the young brother, King Von, and his connection with his grandfather actually being King David, who was one of the kings who started. I'm gonna let my husband speak about it because he actually knows more of the history of it than I do.
Peace and love. I didn't want to come up because I get emotional more, but he comes from the family of Barksdale. Barksdale is to those of the black disciple, which is called BDs, GDs, gangster disciples. He is like the king who blessed Larry Hoover. Okay? And I come from the tribe of Larry Hoover. But since she gave me the mic, I'm going to say it. And I didn't want to come up here. I told the bill I'll share it, but
that's right. School man.
Since we here, and I know this video going somewhere, right? Right. For all my Crips, for all my Bloods, for all my gangster disciples, maniac disciples, imperial disciples, imperial gangster disciples, Blackstones, Vice Lords, Latin Kings, Mickey Cobras. I have sat with those who are still living, and they are praying that we can stop the killing in our communities. They are praying. Larry Hoover is praying for the young to be able to see 25, 26, 30. Our babies are not seeing that, okay? So all of us got to go back. I don't care if you call it on Jah, Ra, Allah, Jehovah, the Creator. We got to change this vibration. If we don't, man, the worst is yet to come, know what you already said. Okay? If they take our babies, which is our future, out of the picture, what me and Phil gonna do? What me and my wife gonna do? What y'all gonna do?
That's right.
So we gotta stop it, okay? I know all of us know somebody that's locked up. They shouldn't be. There's a way for them out. We gotta get them in these temples. I'm not trying to tell everybody that they gotta become to the Moorish Science Temple of America, but Noble Draw Lee left a way for us to be free, unmolested, through our nationality. And again, I come from the tribe of black gangster disciples. I've been through the growth and development. I'm one of the ones who did not want to listen to Larry Hoover when he told us to go to college. Don't sell drugs. And I said, man, you're a fool. You think I'm going to let everybody come down here from Chicago, New York, and they making $8,000, $9,000, but they come down here with no money? Man, you're a fool. And 2 years prior after that, I caught an 8-year bid in the federal penitentiary off of how many grams of drugs? 10 grams of ghost dope, no conspiracy. No way to fight it. Al, I don't care who you call. Nobody wants to come to help me. They said, do your time, and we pray that you learn not to do it again. But now our babies don't have that choice. Our babies don't get that. Our babies are dying right now, y'all. Like she said, at the age of 9 and 10, they're catching bullets to the head from a rap song, Pop Smoke. So we got to change the vibration. They should be right here on Mondays. What can we do to get them here? My wife is going to share with you that we just bought a manufacturing company. My ideal is, I like to throw this out there. I got 523 pounds of toilet paper.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
And I would like to see every family with this toilet paper in their household. And then I want you to become that wholesaler. I don't want to wholesale it all. Then you take the Krispy Kreme and tell them, man, y'all gonna be in our neighborhood. See, I'm going back into my GD mode now. Y'all gonna be in our neighborhood and you're gonna put it in black and white. Y'all gonna be in my neighborhood, y'all gonna buy from us. Or we shutting this down right here. And nobody's coming here. Not just we not coming here, nobody's coming here. You see? This is what we gotta bring back to our communities because they raping us, y'all. I'm looking at them over here like, man, I told my wife, I said, do y'all not understand that they put a sugar place right here to fight against the vegan?
Yeah. That's right.
Do you know most of our people gonna go over there?
That's right.
If they drink liquor, they're gonna go over there. If they smoke marijuana, they're gonna go over there. If they're eating fried foods, they're gonna go over there and get that grease and that sugar. Man, we gotta shut that down. And any other thing that's in our community that's bringing death. And we right here producing life. That's the creed that you should get from Email Malik that y'all might know about Jeff Ford. He's not happy with Chicago. He said right now, if he was out, he would have all those young brothers military style, like the Nation of Islam.
Military, that's right. Discipline.
On orders, ready to go from New York to other cities and say, man, we here to take post. We got to clean up our community. Look, y'all, the marijuana is killing us now.
That's right. That's
Huh?
right. That's right.
GMOs. And who's smoking it? Our babies. We can't, the young man can't even produce today. Sperm is dead. So then, next thing they gotta do is kill him. Or put him in the penitentiary with his father and his grandfather
And his uncles.
and his uncles. I come from that lineage. I've seen father, brothers, uncles, all in the penitentiary doing 90 years, 80 years, 40 years, federal and state. This is not what we need for our babies to be going through. So we got to change it. We got to get these programs going. Brother said that they got martial arts for you. You know, when I was growing up, I was always the fat boy. So the fat boy I was the demo. But I learned how to fight that way. You see what I'm saying? So when it was time for me, I got shot in the mouth, y'all, because I'm good with the hands, right? But we got to bring that back into the community. And we're bringing this into the community. We got 523 pounds of toilet paper, all natural, no chemicals.
So as you were saying, politics in Chicago, as I was saying, I'm from New York, so politics in Chicago is totally different. Like, you think Jews are bad.
Right.
Meet the Irish.
Right. Oh man.
Meet the Irish and the Polish. Every time one of the young brothers dies in Chicago, what they do is you have these actual agencies called record labels that's signing these brothers to take out insurance policies out on them.
The family ain't getting nothing.
And the family is getting nothing.
That's right.
The mothers are crying and saying, I can't even get in touch with the manager.
That's right.
My son has to be laid to rest. And here it is. The families are putting up GoFundMe accounts.
That's right.
As if that makes any sense at all. Everybody is always making profit off of us because of our ignorance.
Right.
Billion-dollar industry.
A multi-billion-dollar industry.
Multi-billion-dollar ignorance.
The Forex market, which is the foreign exchange market, this week alone has been called to be a $150,000 market that you can make off of standard lots just this week because of everything that's going on. Booming. So what we're doing is how when the COVID thing first hit and everybody was putting up all the memes on Instagram and Facebook with Al Pacino and Scarface, we had the toilet paper all on the desk. That's what we're doing. We're taking a product that everyone in the world uses.
Everybody
has to use every day of your life.
Right.
Toilet paper. This is our flagship product that we have. We also have a all-natural multi-purpose cleaner and an all-natural glass cleaner. We're going to be adding more products. But currently, right now, you can go to our website and you can order those products. You can become a distributor where you can actually receive the toilet paper at a discounted rate and you can sell it in your community.
That's right.
Ashe. We also have a way if you want to put your own logo on the toilet paper.
Red pill, blue pill.
That's right.
KTL. That's right.
We call it the
Morse label.
No white label. That's my brother.
So this is one of the endeavors that we have. Everyone, you can go to Instagram. We're on Instagram at Essential Asiatic. You can also go to our website at essentialasiatic.com. I also have my own company called More Hemp World. And More Hemp World is a company that I created a few years ago. Our temple, we actually voted to adopt the hemp flower as our national flower, as well as our religious flower. Because what was happening, what we saw was a lot of brothers was just coming home and they wanted to get into the hemp space after it was federalized.
Right.
Because we all talk about, you know, the things that they've done in DC, but what we failed to realize is one of the things that they brought back, what this guy brought back, was all of us being able to tap into the hemp industry.
Big back.
And with us being able to tap into the hemp industry, what most of these states are doing is, if you got a background, you can't be anywhere near the hemp market.
That's right.
So what we did was we put it under religious protection.
Talk to the
And we
people.
created our own company called More Hemp World, where you can go and you can purchase CBD-derived products.
Wow.
So you can follow us on Instagram, we're at More Hemp World. You can also go to our website at morehemp.world. So.
Come on, y'all, give us. All right, we have a question. Mama Tassili.
Are you producing the toilet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so
we have a factory
in Chicago?
Yes.
Yes, it's
Yes,
Chicago.
we have a factory in Chicago.
And, so
Paper
that's
towels
always,
as well.
excuse me?
Paper towels as well.
Oh, perfect. Well, I like to hear all of that.
Okay.
And, to your point about, the insurance,
Let her have that.
situation, there was a sister that was here, who first reopened, and she was talking about reversing it. She was saying, if you want to see the police and other people stop killing us, she said, have all these mothers,
That's
black
right.
mothers, take out insurance policies on their own sons.
That's right.
So then if they're doing that, the insurance companies have to pay out.
That's right.
That's right.
That
That's
will
right.
stop.
That'll stop.
It will
That'll
stop. So there are things that are being done that we can reverse.
It is. We
If
can
we are
also one of the ways that we can really stop, even with what we all talk about, the police brutality, right? One of the things we have to do as a collective is to actually begin to sue the insurance companies.
That's right.
Right? If we sue the insurance companies as a family,
As a family. That's right.
because at the end of the day, no matter what religious background, no
That's
matter
right.
what spirituality,
Race first.
we are a family.
Right.
So if we begin to sue these companies as a family unit, they will not be able to be insured. That means they're going to be out of business.
That's right.
Because there's not going to be a state or a city or a county that's going to have public officials without insurance. Because now the state has to take on the funding.
That's
The
right.
city has to take on the funding. The county has to take on the funding. But we got to be serious about really coming together as a family and begin to sue these different companies. Not only the police insurance company, but also the fraternal order of the police.
That's right.
That's right. And that's functional reparations.
That's right.
You know,
That's
we
right.
talk about reparations
That's right.
as if we gotta ask for it.
No, we don't have to. We gotta
The
go get
systems
it.
are already in place.
That's
We
right.
just have to know how to use them.
That's right.
So I just wanted to add on to what it is that she's speaking about, the record labels and the insurance thing. Now, we were explaining about the drill culture, right? And we were explaining in order to be a drill rapper, you have to have what is known as an op, meaning that you are part of a gang that's going against another gang where somebody either was already killed or they're looking to kill each other. So for the record labels, that that is better than the 360 deal.
That's right.
Because the record label says, okay, what we want to do is we want to sign a hot drill rapper, and then we want to help promote and put millions of dollars behind their music and their beat and them wanting to kill another op. But we're going to insure this artist because if I bring it to a label, he's automatically high risk. Because he's a drill rapper, meaning he could get killed any minute now. So they put out multiple insurance policies on him. How does the record label win when a drill rapper gets killed? Their rappers get better promotion. One, the album is gonna sell posthumously. Two, they're buying out their whole, they're giving them upfront money. Yo, I'm gonna buy your publishing, I'm gonna buy your masters. They own everything. Three, and then four, yeah, it's all slavery all over again. So not only is the record label is funding your child's hypnosis. The record label is funding your child's impression that they gotta go and be a drill rapper, or they gotta be, because the mentality, it's an egregor. So the mentality that may have been pervasive in Chicago is the mentality that took over New York now. They got, bruh, they was drilling so hard in Brooklyn, they would drill for hire this summer. So they was going in the, so if I got beef, I'm in the Bronx, I got beef with somebody over a video game. Yeah. They calling up drillers in Brooklyn like, yo, I got 500 if you come out here and spin the block. And the shootings increased 176% in New York City this summer. And the majority, it was 83% of the shooters were all from Brooklyn. That's all of them. That's the exposure that the drill rappers got over that year. That's the record labels. So what they did with Tekashi 6ix9ine, they got $10 million of a budget, and then they dumped it into gang life, or gang culture, or gang mentality, or just gang politics. And a $10 million influx of money is like a stimulus check.
That's right. That's right.
So even though they singled him out and was like, oh, he's a rat, how many people became a blood because he was one? How many children went to jail and got 80 years because they were following his lead? How many people got coerced into being something, into getting stuck into something that they can no longer get themselves out of? So these labels are complicit in genocide. These labels are complicit in, quote unquote, disrupting the quote unquote real estate value, because Tyreek, he'll tell you, they have meetings in our neighborhoods where they have the police reports, they got the ambulance reports, they know the breaking and entering, they know all of the crimes. This and the value of the neighborhood is predicated on that.
Red line.
The red line. So the record labels are in the real estate business. Yep. They're like, yo, we signed Chief Keef, we know that the property value is gonna plummet on the south side. And then we're gonna go buy up, it's gonna turn into Baltic Ave because there's 100 shootings every weekend. So it's a vicious cycle.
Real talk.
And all of these people are working together against us.
That's right.
And it huh? Oh, the new Cardi B ad. Pepsi is paying for blood promo. Oh, Reebok.
And she got the whole red, and then she eating crabs, which
Right.
is real disrespect to
For the Crips. Right.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
even though gangs being popularized, because some of us got cousins that are Crips and shit, and everybody's a blood on, you're a blood on PlayStation when you're online playing. But it might be cute, but the reality of it, though, those little caskets with them 12-year-olds, them baby faces, they not living their life.
No, sir.
I can't even, how can I judge a King Vaughn? How can I judge an FBK Duck? These is babies.
Our baby.
We wake up at 40.
That's right.
Niggas. We didn't get it together at 18.
Right.
You know how long it took us to get it together?
Come on, talk to us.
So they're signing 13 and 14 and 17-year-olds to multi-million. Look, the industry is run. They cater to 17 to 25-year-olds.
That's right.
And we live in our fourth childhood.
That's the
Right?
age.
That's the age bracket.
That's the age.
All of the apps that you play on are for teens. It's not for adults.
That's right.
It's for teens. They got grandparents on Facebook doing teenager shit.
TikTok.
TikTok. Doing teenager shit with filters. No offense, I'm just saying. They're dumbing us down. The radio station, you got 17-year-olds telling 40 and 50-year-old men how to deal with their women. To go sleep with their homie's wife. Shit like that. That's the signals they're sending out. And all of this is being bankrolled by small hats. It's all being bankrolled by the Irish Mafia. It's all being bankrolled by the Hollywood liberals. All these fake Democrats that act like they like you. Right? And will allow babies to kill each other and be like, I'm going to put you in a program.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, coddle you. Your dysfunction. But they're not going to feed you right.
No.
They're not going to tell you about your ancestors.
No.
They're not going to not tell you that you was a slave. That's the only thing you contributed. They're not going to tell you that you're on your own land and they're aliens. They're not going to tell you that they're exceeding your estate. That they're basically, because you're a minor,
That's right.
that they're just like, you know what? You can't even sit in your seat.
That's right.
So we got to hover over you with the Democrats and the Republicans. We have to govern your mental. We have to allocate crumbs.
That's right.
Right. That red and the blue. Like Mama Tassili was saying, it sounds like the blood and the Crips. But we learned about the red and the blue through Democrat, Republicans. That's the first gang.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. So, once again, all of this boils down to, we could be up here all day, but it all boils down to taking our own affairs in our own hands. Being nationalized music. I just put a project out, right, for the Red Summer. There's no way that it should be 1 million sold. If we were organized like the criminals are organized. Because we all infatuated with these street gangs, but they're organized.
Yes, they are very.
The fact that we are enthralled with it is because these Negroes got structure, in rank, in file, in hierarchy.
Yes, they do.
So it's attractive on the outside looking in because you see power at play. Oh, damn, that nigga caught 8 bodies and he's still moving around.
Yeah, talk to him.
He got millions of followers, diamonds and all. The babies are, I'm talking about, they are punch drunk by this shit.
Yes, they are.
This is their Fortnite in real life.
Real
Yeah,
life.
in real life.
This is Grand Theft Auto in real life. This is a drug.
Yes, sir.
You can play with it if you want. When your little 12-year-old got to spin the block and kill something just to be down with the gang, you know, there's no turning back sometimes. So we have to govern our own mental. We have to disrupt that culture. We got to help these brothers in the next phase of life because, like they said, many of them are crying out. I could show you my inbox. I know about this shit because I'm sitting down talking to them. They're like, yo, Red, we trying to get out of this. We tapped into what the shifters is doing. You know what I mean? We learned about the Forex. We learned about our nationality. We found out that we want to know, that we were bigger than just, subservience and the help.
But Red Bill, I like to share something with you. My wife can attest to this. When I'm at home and I'm playing Moorish or conscious videos, if I put on Who, the whole community will listen to. I can play Red Pill, Blue Pill, anything.
Right.
It's the way you're doing it.
Right.
First of all, you're flashing. You see?
Right.
They don't want to come to the temple and be all stiff.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
They looking up, man, brother, he got the jury on. Yeah.
No doubt.
My nephew.
Oh, their friends watch.
They big in the marijuana, in this recreational in our state. And like now, I come to the temple. Man, what y'all talking about, I ain't on that. But I like what Red Pill and Blue Pill are talking about. And how can we get into the mushrooms?
Right. Well, they say speak the language of the people, right? And like I tell the people before, when we get up here, we represent a whole generation. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we doing it for. And at the end of the day, if we were to know that that's the reality that we're in, we don't have to, we already got the people.
That's right.
We already got them. They already here. I'm telling you. Where's Pink Pill? Pink Pill? Run his ass. Because she be traveling with me a lot. She seeing it, right? The other day we was in the airport. I got out a secret call. The crossing guard, the officer who was it started with him all the way up until when we got on the plane. The TSA knew who I was. When I went through the metal detector, the dude who put me through the radiation was like, yo, Red Pill, I'm trying to get some organ. He was like, you see, I'm next to the radiation. I was like, this is surreal. Big Bill, is it true or false everywhere that we go, everybody knows us? Yes. The Uber. I was in an Uber yesterday. She said something about Red Pill. The Uber damn near crashed the car, was like, wait, that's Red Pill. So the internet, they say I watch you on TV. That's what the little children come up to say. At first I didn't understand it. You gotta remember the mentality. I'm of service. I'm in Harlem. I'm standing behind a table on 125th Street, one of the busiest. Before they had to scroll on your phone, that was the scroll. I would have to let 100,000 people scroll past me before one person stopped. How's that for patience, right? I'm just standing there. And my people, some of them is looking at us like they hate us. Then, like I said, there's people who looking at me who know me from another lifetime and they just giving me this love. Damn, bro, you could have been about behind the table. You know what I mean? They're just giving me this shameful look, like I let them down and whatnot. Because I'm not, I'm not where they want me to be. I'm not standing on somebody's couch. You feel me? Right. I'm not in someone's club. All of this stupid stuff. So we gotta understand that the streets need us. They're just waiting to see that we got product. They're just waiting to see that we're living our rhymes. They just want to see that we're not bickering with each other and they can come into a place like this where it's a peaceful environment. They can leave the gun in the car. That's really what they're looking for. They're looking for queens too. I want to do a singles night. I'll bring the hood with me. The brothers need a safe place, but they need to heal first. We cannot. Yeah.
Just to that point, this past Sunday, I was on the porch down at the restaurant.
Tassilis. Come on, Mama Tassilis. Come on.
Let the world see.
That's right.
Thanks. Thanks. I was just saying, speaking to the truth of how important it is for us to have safe places in our community. I was on the porch last Sunday down in the Raw Reality, and I was in the middle of coming out and getting ready to go handle some business, and a brother walked up to me. He's one of our regular guests, and he was like, Mom, I said, I don't mean to interrupt anything. He said, I got to talk to somebody. Do you have time? Can I just talk to you? And I said, whoa. I said, right now I'm in the middle of doing something. He said, yeah, I know. He said, I know you do, but I got to talk to somebody. Now, this brother was not homeless.
Right.
This brother was not on drugs. This brother, like I said, was a regular one of our guests. Okay? He didn't tell me what he needed to talk about. It was all in his energy field.
Right.
Okay, and I went to my usual go-to, like, bro, let me just give you my number. But then Spirit said, no, this brother needs you right now. So still I had something to do. And in that moment, I heard the gong. I heard the gong. Upstairs, Amir and Nick doing sound baths. in the temple. We have the I Am Ascension Temple of Love, which is right above the raw reality.
Right.
I said, oh my goodness, this brother needs the healing medicine of these healers up here. I said, come on. I took him upstairs. Normally the door is closed when they're doing the sound bath. The door was open. I peeked inside. Amir came to the door. I said, Amir, this brother needs a healing. I laid out the yoga mat. The brother laid down in between the two gongs. There was some other couple of people in there. This brother got a sound bath for 2 hours straight. He was a different person when he got up in there. He didn't have to say anything to anybody. He just got to lay there in a safe space, be healed by people with conscious intent to heal. We have to have more, because more is better. We have to have more healing spaces for our people. It's essential. There are many ways to be a revolutionary.
Come on, girl.
Many ways. It ain't for everybody to pick up a gun or throw a grenade. It's not for everybody to do that.
That's right.
Those things have their place.
That's right.
But warriors have to be fed.
Right.
Warriors have to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors' families have to be taken care of while the warriors are protected.
That's right.
Village.
Yes. So get in where you fit in. We got to know the technology.
That's right.
So food,
That's right.
maybe clothing. I think we all got enough clothes on the level. You know what I'm saying? Unless we're dealing wearing clothes that's like gonna protect us from the 5G. We making clothes like that, right? There you go. Or bulletproof stuff. We on that tip. That's what I'm saying. You know, and the hemp. But food, clothing, certain type of clothing, shelter, and technology.
That's right.
That's right.
Talk about the AO scan. Come on. Let's talk about that. I know you because, see, one of the things that I know Spirit is always saying to me is bring it full circle.
Full circle.
We can identify the ills.
That's the prophet.
Because they happen.
That's right.
How do we heal it?
That's right.
How do we make sure that we don't leave from here frustrated, angry, and letting that stuff eat us up?
That's right.
Well, I'm sure everybody up here has a solution, has a piece to the puzzle to make sure that we leave here whole. One is the very functional toilet tissue. You know, the paper goods. Because let's face it, we're spoiled. We're not used to wiping our hands with anything else but toilet tissue.
That's right. Keep it real.
But in some countries, they don't have toilet tissue. I'm just saying.
Right.
So, you gotta travel with it. Or you use your left hand for that. Your right hand for exchange. It's the same. You know, but there are some technological tools, and I don't know what you
Not at all.
but I want to make sure that the people become aware of the healing technology that's out here, that we can collectively begin to use and collectively say. So, for example, if we all got in the meditation circle, we all had a powwow, and we sent that healing energy to the drill camp.
Let's do it.
That transformational energy where we are totally taking back our sacred sciences that Tesla studied, that Wright studied.
That's right.
We take it back because it's ours.
That's
Let's
right.
take it back and let us use it. Let's channel it into our pumps. Let's channel it into our crystals. Let's channel it into these various different technologies that are out here. So while we are giving them the information, we're also working on that subtle energy frequency.
Super fast.
Because that's what time it is. We have to use everything. What Malcolm say, by any means necessary.
That's what I talk to. That's right.
Yes.
Even to the extent of voting, because I do have somebody sit outside in front of the restaurant. Not because I'm into the Democrats or the Republicans. I am not.
That's right.
Our destiny is ours no matter what.
That's right.
We have to be able to use whatever tools are available.
That's right.
And that's all I'm saying. Whatever is going to allow us to strategize, manipulate, create, mobilize, activate. We have to be about that. Period. So I'm gonna pass my.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that technology.
Okay, peace. Yeah, real quick. So the AO scanner is actually technology that comes from Tesla. Then basically is our ancient information where they can measure the frequencies through our voice and other the way our body just vibrates. Actually, it looks like a cell phone, and you hook it up to your head. And it looks like some new age Star Trek, technology, but it actually works. It scans your body, it scans all your organs, it tells you what's wrong with you, it gives you certain frequencies that you can listen to heal yourself. I mean, it's so innovative. Yeah, it's personalized. When you speak into it, you take your picture on it, and it really takes the outline of your face and everything. It just really tells you all the things that's wrong with you. And it gives you certain frequencies that you can use to heal yourself. I mean, I use it on myself, and I just couldn't believe that the accuracy, things that my doctor had told me, it was all coming up, and it actually showed certain things that it healed me from, and it actually works. So this technology is out here. It's not really well known, but if you're in the right circle, you can definitely find out about it. So you're in the right circle by being somewhere like here, because this is the type of technology that we all need to be on. And everybody, like Mama Cecilia said, has a piece of the puzzle. So we all just put it together, and we have a beautiful picture.
How can they get in touch with you to be able to get tapped into that?
Oh, yeah, sure. Just hit me at tyraine.com, TYRAINE.com, and send me a message. I definitely can plug you in with the AO scanner if you want to check out that technology.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Get that man in here, y'all. Come on. AO scanner. We're going to be doing some upcoming retreats where we're going to be dealing with, the healing modalities and the technology that we have available, because that's what this is about. I have a special request from my Moorish brother. She, you know what I mean? He has a gift that he wants to give to you. Yes,
I love
of course,
gifts.
Mama. Yeah, of course you can. Indeed. So
There's no way we can come here and not bless you. I mean, you are who you are. We are all Moors. You're doing the work. I hear Prophet Number Charlie as you're speaking. If I don't give you a nationality card, you might get whooped. Okay? The universe will whoop our butts. So we have to. Whether you ever want to pay a due in the temple or any of that, it is yours.
The temple upstairs, the Iron Pacific Temple.
Oh,
The Moors
beautiful.
have their classes up there. Y'all been up there for about 2-3 years? About 3 years.
Yeah, whoop my butt if I leave it. Don't do that.
I'm truly honored.
Praise God.
I am. Wow. Thank you. It's gratitude. It's not often that I have a lot to say.
Well, that's the angel.
I'm speechless in this moment. Can I ask the DJ for a request on that?
Yes. Praise God.
DJ,
Okay.
95 South. 95 South. Brother Gil.
Praise God.
Okay, giving things. I'm asking the DJ for this song by Gil Scott Heron, because this song has been inspiration for me in my journey throughout my life. Today this song came on, and I had to go and dance before Dr. Ando. Y'all see this elder right here?
Yes. Praise God.
Dr. Ando is responsible for bringing Moringa to the West. Yeah, he's from Ghana. He's a what do you call him? A botanist.
Biochemist.
Yeah. So Moringa has been around forever, but the people in the West, the hemisphere, didn't know anything about it. So in the 90s, through the North Scale Institute, which was in College Park, Dr. Ando brought Moringa. He talked about how we could sustain ourselves with that it's so important to get to know the superfoods.
That's right.
Because while all of this other stuff is going on, you have to build your immune system.
That's right.
Part of the reason why the evil, the people who are living backwards, because we know live is evil backwards.
That's right.
The only reason why they can be as successful as they are is because of the food. The poisons that are in the water and in the food. So people's bodies and minds are short circuited.
That's right.
And so as a result, they're just open like a sponge for anything else to be put into it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why it's important to be mindful, and in seeing. Let me know when you're ready, King. Okay. This song is especially powerful to me too because, I've been blessed to be a bridge, one of the bringers of the dawn of this Aquarian age that we in. I was blessed to be alive when many of our leaders were still alive. I was a little girl, but I was alive. And it has really been a tragedy for me to see many of our freedom fighters in their latter years. They were broke.
Talk about
They had horrible health.
Talk about it. Still,
Everybody was celebrating their works, but had forgotten about them.
Right.
They were in hospitals, they were on medication.
That's right.
So all of the hard work, everything that they gave their lives for, they turned around and gave it right back to the system they were fighting against.
That's wrong.
That broke my heart.
That's wrong.
So, I remember going to a new Black Panther meeting, and they were serving little Debbie's. I was like, what the fuck? And that's not to hate on them.
That's right.
It's to just say we got to level up on all levels.
That's right. One people.
We have to. And I'm not saying you got to be a raw foodist or a vegan, but if you're going to eat meat, at least make it be real animals.
That's right. No GMO.
Because to that point, a lot of people who are confused about who they are, gender-wise, GMO people. So they might not like what I'm saying. It's no offense, no love lost.
That's wrong.
I'm just saying.
That's real.
Like we got GMO weed, we got GMO people,
That's right.
we got GMO food.
That's right.
People are generationally
That's right.
raised on synthetics.
That's wrong.
What you eat.
Okay. So, to our elders, take the time to look out for them.
I mean,
We stand on their shoulders. We can big up our heroes and sheroes, but don't, that have already gone on. But don't forget about the elders. It's a lot of them that are shut in right now because it's COVID situation.
that's right. And
Please don't forget about them. They definitely dying.
And dying.
Show them love, help out in any way we can. It's important. So, dedicated to our ancestors and our elders and to the freedom fighters here today and here right now. I hear this song, I get all teared up, so please take your mind.
Beautiful way to
There was no freedom, picture around. I had faces you could not do. What is the water where there was me? And now that I meet you in the middle of mountains, well, keep on. And all I can think, I will let see all now you say to me, she is
Are there any last words? Huh? Islam.
Islam. So everyone, if anyone wants to join the Moorish Science Temple of America, you can always reach us at our toll-free number. It's 877-808-2477. And we're there to be able to assist the family, because for so long, the temple has been inside the temple walls, but we're the younger Moors, and we've been saying we can't be inside the temple walls.
That's right.
Because most of us didn't come from that type of in-wall structure. Most of us we jumped off the porch early. So you can't keep us in the walls. So we're here fulfilling the works that the elders couldn't fulfill. They did their part by leaving the temple doors open for us to come in to fulfill the work that Prophet Noble Ali had began back in the early 1900s. Out of him came the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Out of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad came many, many more. Minister Farrakhan, ETC, and even now, Minister Farrakhan, he's at an older age.
That's right.
Right? So we as the younger ones, we have to begin to fulfill the things that they can no longer do. And we have to still be within the same program, but we have to update the program at the same time, because as Reb Hill always says, that it has to be attractive.
That's right.
It has to be attractive. Like my husband was saying, my nephews would say, man, I love the temple, I love what y'all doing in the community, etc., but I can't get with that, but I can get with the pills, right? They listen to the pills. So even if you see Brother Red Pill, you see Brother Blue Pill,
Or pink pill.
or Pink Pill.
That's right.
Pink Pill got her wings. I'm hating because I ain't even got my wings. And I started flying early.
The airplane.
The airplane.
Yeah, the airplane. The pilot game.
She has a pilot wing.
God, I forgot the place up.
So, when you see them, just give them their honors while they're here.
That's right.
That's right.
Even though they are younger, they're still fulfilling the footsteps of those who came before them. So give them their roses while they're here.
That's right.
Right? Make sure y'all purchase something from his vending table tonight.
Yeah, that's right there.
And for those on the internet,
Make sure everybody that's on the internet, make sure y'all cash out. What's the cash out?
Moreland.
They've been getting all this food.
Yeah, the Cash App. I'm gonna put it on the screen right there.
That's right.
It's Phil Moreland. My birthday was on Saturday. I'm talking about. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Oh, go get my. I want to say definitely thank you to every single person who made the 44, the year of 44, very instrumental to me. Mama Tassili, you put me on that flyer on 9/11 for the Natural Mystic Fair, and I've been following Spirit ever since. I brought Pink Pill with me. I was like, yo, you gotta come to the A with me. Secret, the Red Summer, the album that we put together. That's right. She's been very instrumental. Okay. Y'all brought us to Chicago, you know what I mean? That was very instrumental. America, get up here, America, stop playing. America bought me these balloons. She helped my artist even blossom. You know what I mean? Just being in her artistic light, she brought an artist out of me that was a little bit sheltered and whatnot. Jefferson, you know what I mean? Jefferson been there, he's a road dog. I broke in my birthday at midnight with the guard, you know what I mean? We've been doing this clothes thing, we've been doing this music thing, and I told them we're gonna be on tour this time next year, I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, I mean, we could say the brothers behind the counter, look at Harlem over there. Yeah, I'm playing. Come on. Sharice Nicole, Easy, Buddy Folks, Dion. Just what y'all did when y'all was doing your band at Tassili's at the Natural Mystic. Y'all was healing me. You know what I mean? Y'all were healing me. Black Lotus. She has the healing. She has the tea. Please come up here and talk about that real quick. Yeah, she got that work. So Atlanta has been eye-opening. Connecticut was eye-opening. New York was eye-opening. Everywhere that I've been this year has been mystical and magical, and I love every moment of it. We stepped into 45. Powerful. My Cash App is Phil Moreland. That's Phil Moreland. That's what I need more of. I need more land. Yeah, I got about an acre and a half. I need 100. Yeah, I need more land to build on. Pink Pill Academy. All right. Yeah, Cash App is Phil Moreland. Yeah, it's under Cash App. PhilMoreland. I want to introduce you. The DJ, his Cash App is He's the Maestro. Mystro. He's the Maestro. He came from the Carolinas. You gotta get back to the NC. Send him some gas money. He's the Maestro. Alright? They going your way too, King.
That's how powerful you are.
Yo.
He said he'd be checking you on the internet.
Right.
He told you.
Nah, but look.
He
check us on the net. Yeah.
Told him to come down here. He said he didn't know if he was going to play. He didn't know what, but he brought his equipment. He showed up. He was posted up here. We started talking.
Wow.
And I said, you want to DJ today? He said, yeah. Gave him secret on the phone, and here he is.
And the way that, and the way that even worked out, the DJ that was supposed to be here tonight, I told the brother, you know what? One brother couldn't make it, and the other brother, I was like, Spirit was telling me, you know what? I'm going to give another brother a chance. And now you're here doing your thing. You rocked it tonight. Thank you. I appreciate you. You already know the DJ, I moved the crowd. Very instrumental. You know what I'm talking about? We actually want to take a group photo with everybody, but I want to introduce you to this goddess right here. She is doing powerful healing work. I want, like I said, Mama Tassili, she opened up that window to bring these healers in, and I'm going to be that conduit. Shout out to Katie, the Arch Degree, Mama Pill, all of the healers. This sister right here, she's in East Perth, right?
West Side.
Yeah, she has a facility in East Point, right? In East Perth. I need y'all to come there because, like we said, healing is a daily thing. When you got 2 or 3 hours and there's nothing to do, go and get a massage. Where's she at? Where's my Reiki master? Where's Sage at? Sage got the Reiki popping. And there's a lot of magic hands out here, let's just say. Mama Tassili has comfort food. You know what that means? You know what that corn tastes like when you're stressed out? Them Punani rolls in 2011, those Punani wraps, put smiles on my face. It comforted me when I was back in the day.
The Mandingo Monday. Did y'all see me on the IG with the Mandingo Monday?
Well, Mandingo Monday.
We had starting today, we have the Mandingo Movement Mondays, right?
Wow.
So check out Instagram. I'm there doing yoga, holding a Mandingo wrap, right? Our Mandingo wrap is 8 pounds. And so it was the truth. I thought, I could do yoga. This would be real easy, right? Oh, it's some coordination. You know, I was trying to hold it under my chin and it wouldn't fit. You see, it was funny, the whole thing. I was like, dang, this is not working. I got to put it down. Anyway, but the promo is that if you buy Mandingo and you post it, take a picture of yourself doing an exercise with it, then and you post it, right, you get 10% off on your next Mandingo.
Oh.
The third time you do and you post it again, the second time you get that 10%. The third time you do that, you get half price. 50% off of your Mandingo. Right. So, you know, I forgot how good it tasted because you know I had to eat it after all that work, right?
Yeah.
And so, it was so good. Oh my God. It was wonderful.
That's
Real comfort.
Yes. Introducing Black Lotus, y'all. Please give her a hand. All right. Please give her a hand.
Yo, peace, family.
Hey.
God, this is beautiful. I know y'all can't see everything on the camera, but this is beautiful. Like, no, it's like this is so lit. Like, I'm talking about just the downloads, just the knowledge, just the vibe every time. This is so beautiful. Like, it's just, we leave with way too much. So I'm Lotus with Black Lotus Herbals. Look right there, right? Talking to them? Okay. So I'm Lotus with Black Lotus Herbals. Black Lotus Herbals, we have the medicinal gourmet teas, we have the therapeutic psychedelic teas, for sure. A couple different blends, work with a couple different strands. The focus, especially with the psychedelic teas, is really connecting people to the medicine, connecting people with their bodies, empowering people, really redirecting, you know, the intention from recreational and unintentional use to very intentional use. Indigenous medicine was put here for indigenous people, and it's for us to be empowered, it's for us to ascend. And so I've pioneered and really worked hard over these last several months since the beginning of this year in alchemy, and that's the herbs and the fungi. And so we have a couple different levels that you can tap into, whether you've been doing it for years, whether you're new, whether you're thinking about it, whether you're dealing with PTSD, anxiety, depression, whether you struggle with addiction, whether you really just want to tap in and ascend, whether you have trauma to let go of. We can assist you in any of those with these blends. I have a we do custom orders. We do whatever you need. We can tap it out for your little event. Then, of course, we have the gourmet teas. I have a new hot one, mocha mint. That's going crazy. Hibiscus spice is going crazy. We're getting ready to release the Black Lotus Tea Bar, which is going to be available for venues and businesses. It'll be available for events. So, yeah, Black Lotus Tea Bar, Black Lotus Tea Line, and other stuff. Yes, and the first one will be debuting at Unity Coffee and Cafe with Mama Tassili. So come tap in, come travel, come test it. Having a tasting party at the end of December. So check in with us. Follow us on Instagram at BLBCK Lotus Herbals. We give thanks. Oh, and hold on. Special shout out to my My number one writer, my OG Mama Lotus. I know y'all been catching her. My OG Mama Lotus. I'm right there with it. Catching keys, riding to events, loading up the table.
That's the ancient one.
That's the ancient one. Promo talking about, yo, my daughter make tea. My
Yes,
daughter.
she does.
Yo, big shout out. She
Looking like your sister.
Yo, it's been crazy. Like, it's just wild to be able to I give thanks. Yo, I give thanks. But thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Shout out Mama Lotus in the building, y'all. Come on, come on. That's very important. When mamas come through. Come on, say. All right. This is the Reiki master right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, hello. I offer holistic healing and therapeutic services. I have infused drinks as well as lotion blends, roller blends that are infused as well. I offer body massages, Reiki, reflexology. During the week, I'm located at 2121 Hollywood Road on Northwest. Vendors are also welcome there. Just inbox me. It's organic.sage. I'm just here to help heal and help continue to build this community. So I'm looking forward to being a part.
That's right, y'all. Give her a hand. I know some brothers is ready to get fueled out. We're gonna get up and we are here with our sister, America, the legend. She's been so instrumental. Right? Yeah, America with a K. You know when people say that you the future, I tell America she's the now. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's the future, the now, all that. Very talented, you know what I mean? She bought me balloons. That I almost cried. No, she not. Don't let her. Yeah, no. We went to a drummer circle, and I was shy, and she brought the artists out. I'm saying that she's a gem in this community, and I love her. I want to thank her for being, just shifting my reality, this year, in our meeting and whatnot. And I'm going to pass the mic to another mover and shaker, a healer. Yeah, a very bright light, a scorpion queen, right? Who had this place rocking last week. We was Moroccaned out. Blue Hill had the curly shoes, Iron Chic. So Secret has an upcoming event coming up, and then I have one after that. So we're gonna let her promote her upcoming event in Tulum, right? That the family is welcome to be a part of, and I'll let Secret.
Thank you for that introduction. Woo! Thank you. So yes, I'm African Secret, or Coach Helen, for those who don't know me.
Okay, Coach.
And I do a lot of things. I do event planning. I'm a healer. I'm a mother to everybody in the community. And yeah, I have a retreat coming up at the end of the month to Tulum, Mexico. I have a nonprofit called Travel with a Purpose. And what it's based around is not only healing together, but also making sure that we heal the land and the country that we go to and give back and make sure, that we leave an impact wherever we go. Yeah, Ashe. So I'm so excited to announce this retreat that I have coming up is with Chef Aki, vegan chef, master chef, wellness guru, coming on a trip with us, and it's going to be lit. We're going to Tulum, we're going to the pyramids, we're going to Kaaba pyramids, the Mayan ruins, then we're also going to spend the day and go give back. We got a couple plant ceremony medicines going on. I believe the Queen Mother is coming to on the retreat as well. So it's going to be amazing, a lot of amazing energy, and we're just going to be, yes, because I'm probably going to stay a little longer. So, we'll be in Mexico. Join us. And you can go to Travel with a Purpose. Well, www.travelwithapurposeretreats.com and tap in. Peace and love. I love you guys all so much for coming through. Thank you so much for blessing us with all this knowledge tonight. This is really necessary for the community. just thank you. We're leaving so full, and we're so grateful for all of you guys. Mom always, you already know. We're here again on Friday, I believe, Saturday, for this King's event, and I really want you to come and share about it
That's the
real
vote.
quick before we close out. Scorpio season.
Yeah, Scorpio season for real. Shout outs to everybody here. Abundant love in Atlanta. It's Atlantis is the real deal. So I'm here representing everywhere that we be at. This Saturday, the show is Rhythm, Art, and Divine Unity Movement. Random, live band, MCs, poets, and a format that's gonna keep you real excited. So if you're in Atlanta or you got family in Atlanta, tell them to come right here to Unity and Coffee. The vibrations are very alive, expect to be charged and activated to the point you can activate the people you spend time around through this, what they call the holiday season. Let's go ahead and uplift each other and really make it holy, as they say.
That's right.
Word up. So that's this Saturday, 8 p.m. Stay in tune with the vibrations of our women's group this ring. Peace.
And that's gonna be lit, yes. And during the week, we also have 2 amazing events along.
Okay, well, yes. So the self-defense company, SRS.
Yes.
I don't know. Is Blanca still here?
Yes, he's out there, but I can talk about it.
Yeah, we can take. Anyway, there's a guidance self-defense course, 6:30 to 7:30 on Wednesday, and then we come and finish it off with a sacral chakra dance movement. So that's from 8 to 10.
Yeah, send me that.
And we have the perfect balance on Wellness Wednesday.
That's right.
We get a chance to activate as women, as queens, as goddesses. We get to activate the masculine, divine masculine in ourselves by learning self-defense, weaponry, and then we get to bring it on home with the sacred chakra movement. It's beautiful. And so there are kings who come that evening too, and they hold space. They serve us. Yes,
they heal us.
Powerful. And then on Friday is Charm Hookah Happy Hour.
Yeah.
And that's from, I think it's from 3 to 6. I think it's 3 to 6. Anyway, it's CBD infused.
Whoa, we're back to see.
That's fine.
Yes, a lot of fire stuff. We lit. Y'all gotta tap in.
Is he coming?
So yes, that concludes another episode of Melanin Monday. Yes, clap it up, clap it up. Clap it up. Jefferson. We also have Fridays at Axum. I want Jefferson to tell y'all about that because that is our clothing store where we have a lot of our wares. I don't know if the family knows that we are in the apparel business. Yes, textiles. So
that's where the fresh gear always comes from.
yes.
The West End is the best end.
Oh,
West End. West End is the best end.
West End is the best end. You got everything here. You got the beauty foods, you got the clothes, we got the atmosphere, we got the socialization. So you don't have to go any further than the West End. But we got Fashion Fun Fridays where we have a DJ that comes out at Action Culture, which is right next to Cities, 1065 Ralph David Abernathy. It's a clothing store. We have DJs outside every Friday. They let you do that. We got Kings County in the store.
Y'all trying to make us move from Illinois.
That's right. We got A. Rashid in the store.
I'm just saying.
So we want to take a group picture. If everybody in the audience don't mind, let's come up here and document tonight. You know what I mean? Feel free. We're gonna have a photographer snap it up and ting and ting, and then we're gonna close it out for the night. All right?
You had all the boys there.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Oh, in Chicago? Tonight. Go. Right. In Milwaukee. That's right. Let's get the dance on.
Hey, you know about that house?
Hey, that's like Chicago. Happy feet. Hey. So we're gonna say on the count of three. We're gonna just say Melanin Monday to raise the vibe. You feel me? So on the count of three, we're gonna say Melanin Monday up in this thing. 1, 3. Melanin Monday! We're gonna try one more time. Countdown. Countdown.
2.
All right.